Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of men actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I am joined as ever by Robbie, Green Goblin Bellekom, Sam, Green Giant Burns, and Ellie, Green-Eyed Monster Sparrow.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere worse. I thought you were going to say Green Mile.
Oh, no.
No. That's where my brain went.
Oh. It's episode 132.
Ooh.
That numerologically significant number. And we'll find out how significant it is if I remember this in, 2 weeks' time when I record it.
You've given yourself a thing to Google.
By demanding of... No, as if I'm going to bother doing the research on this. By demanding of future us. Which, who knows who it's going to be that's answered it. Like, Colander took control of messages from the future for a few weeks. I don't know if I actually told any of you about this.
I don't think you did.
No. Colander took control of messages from the future for a month back in December.
Oh, wow.
I'm worried.
Yeah. That 3 weeks is just Colander saying this episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by me, Colin.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Colander is the writer of the show, obviously.
And the crew members of the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon.
Oh.
So I don't know who will be presenting it, but regardless, we shall ask future us what messages from the present.
It's far future Jason, with messages from the distant present. Listen very carefully.
Get away from the mic, old man. It's future Jason, with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you, as ever, by you. A massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help to keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs, link in the description. We are an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code Flintlocks20 to take 20% off clothing and Flintlocks10 to take 10% off not clothing. Once again, we're involved with the online group Heist Game Agent Venture, the most fun you can have on a Zoom call while keeping your shirt on. Pull off a heist, infiltrate a base, and save the world with only a laptop, an internet connection, and your socially distant friends. Check out the link, as ever, in the description. And that's it for announcements this time.
No, I have urgent messages. Shh!
No one wants to listen to your prophecies of doom. Back to you, Past Jason. Boop-a-doop-boo-boo-boo.
Well, goodness, that was several NPCs that we haven't heard in a while.
So many voices.
Several
Just
NPCs.
accents from everywhere.
Loads of them.
I love the song. The song was a nice touch.
I really enjoyed
They're all
the song.
NPCs and a song.
It was very catchy.
Let's see if I have the spoons for that. If I didn't, sorry. I was clearly very tired.
Oh.
I'm sure
Which is
nobody will
valid.
shout at you for being tired right now, my love.
Except for the NPC that shouted at me for being tired during the... Please don't. Future Jason, please don't put that in. You'll know whether or not I was feeling merciful.
Oh.
And on that cheerful note, it's time to begin Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously, on Flintlocks and Fireballs, it's Corzin's birthday.
Yay!
The 15th of Falling Leaves, 1798. Corzin is 6 years old. 60 years old. 6 years old plus 54. No,
I still don't think I'll ever get over the fact you gave Corzin the same birthday as you.
Honestly, it was a case of, well, I've got to do something, right? A thing I'll remember. Yeah, let's go with it.
I love it.
So yeah,
it's so good.
Having survived the Battle of the River Hound, being lauded as the heroes of the Hound, the party have been enjoying a birthday celebration with Corzin. Little Corzin has been teleported back from Seoul, along with a somewhat not early riser in courage, Grimani. The party travelled to make sandcastles on the beach. The one bit that's actually golden sandsy, because most of it's kind of like shale beach around Newmark. And Scamp got to play with the puzzle box that Clara got them for their birthday, and unlocked an ancient ice ship.
As you do.
I mean, it is the best possible birthday present for Corzin.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unwittingly
I don't know how we're
going to
top this next year.
As well. So, as part of that, you have acquired a new ship. As you finished solving the puzzle box, you found that it, after encountering a dragon who is not very good at riddles, encoded into it, you technically obtained the blessing of the dragon to be empress. But that's probably not valid, seeing as you have no other claim.
I'm holding them to it.
You have no other claim to the Empire of Chu, and it may probably not exist anymore.
Oh, bugger.
You have the approval of the dragon. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes. But if you
offer
ever,
expires.
Yes. If you ever do become if you ever do somehow acquire a claim to the Empire of Chu, at least you now have a draconic blessing to go with it, or at least the blessing from a simulated dragon from a magical ice artifact. Regardless, as soon as you placed the enough water onto the puzzle box, and then eventually dug a channel out and gave it access to an unlimited supply of water, rather than just dumping it in the sea, which is really what I thought you would do, the puzzle box constructed a ship around it by freezing water into ice. It is in fact
some blood.
And a little bit of blood.
Uncomfortable amount of blood in there.
Yeah, just a little bit of blood in there as well. You have acquired a three-masted war junk. Well, it would be a war junk if it was equipped with all of the with the things you need to make war in it. However, after a bit of effort shunting it off the beach and into the water, there is now floating a junk of a three-masted junk. It's a ship of Haldanic design, approximately equivalent to a fifth-rate frigate in terms of its structure and capacity. The design is different. It's got a much more dramatically arched. What do you call the curve of the ship that goes beneath it? Arc.
The ship curve.
I'm blanking. Keel. There we go.
Keel.
Because you keel haul people.
Yeah. The keel is much more dramatically arched, and it does indeed have a high prow and rear, although that's actually the forecastle and aft castle kind of built into it.
So that means you can much more dramatically keel haul people.
Indeed, although
I don't think that's something we do.
No.
No, that's more of a blood
Not
beard.
really our style.
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Yeah. But you could keel haul someone in style, were you inclined to do so, because this ship is stylish. One moment while I get up a little bit of a reference for that I have. So as you, I think we want this, don't we? As you go and start, no. This is, I had the reference, it's gone. There we go. As you take a look around the junk and climb up onto it, you can see it is, as I say, three-masted. The masts are different to what you have. What in a setting which included a place by the name of it would be Bermuda sails, Bermuda rigged sails, the classical sort of triangle type sails that you've got
Fan
rigged.
type ones.
Those are the sails that you have on your ship are Bermuda sails. So these they are rigged in that classical triangle style, and most of the ships are. These, however, yes, are more like Tyrian blinds. They have multiple battens across them, the crossbars of wood, and can sort of be folded up and down like a blind, like a folding blind, like what in our world would be a Venetian blind.
I have a question.
Yes.
They're made of ice. If you touch them, what do they feel like? Are they like fabric, or are they like water, or are they like
So as you get up and
ice?
touch them, it's weird. It's like weirdly spun ice. It's not a thing that exists in outside of magic, but the texture is that of fabric, but it's definitely cold and it definitely has the slight slidiness and the slight stickiness of ice.
Is it the same with the rigging and everything?
Same with the rigging, same with the rope. You're going to want to wear gloves when you sail this ship. But yeah, there are simulacra of all of the elements of a functional ship made from ice. And let me just get the picture that I'm using as a reference. So, included among this, there are some little trailing. There are points where you can put flags up onto the top, including a couple of little icy streamers. Which again you can probably replace with flag colours. There are, interestingly, there are holes for. Well, they're not cannon ports exactly. There are what appear to be archer slits. No. We're in the. This is how many years ago? There will be cannon ports, but the cannon ports are a little bit are only on one deck. With a little examination, you probably could make convert the second deck down into an additional gun deck, thus allowing you to fit it out as a standard frigate would be, with a full sort of 44 gun complement. In order to do that, you will need to saw some holes in the ice, and then probably eventually I'm going to say that you get that like amongst people you would attract a lot of attention, and included amongst that is Watcher Wheels, your ship's carpenter, who comes over upon hearing this.
Fascinated, I imagine.
Climbs up, starts taking a look over. Oh,
What do you reckon, eh?
I mean, I reckon we could probably get some gun ports in this. We want to widen the existing ones. These are for much smaller bores. There's no cannon included, so we're going to need to get that in as well. But and it looks like breaks off a little bit of the ice from just like with just like a hatchet, just like something that would be used to more rope, and you see it very slowly start to rebuild. Like, oh, that's interesting. It looks like it's self-repairing. That's fantastic. Doesn't look like it does it fast. My guess would be if we knock out some gun ports, and then I craft some simple wood frames to go on their outside, that should stop it like repairing into them, and that'll give us an extended gun ports that we can fire out of.
We should paint them
Excellent.
a cool colour that matches.
It's
Yes.
not a bad idea at
Yeah.
all. Speaking of which, the ship comes with some decoration. There is on the prow of the ship, on the forecastle, carved into the ice, what appears to be a long and sinuous winged dragon.
Ooh.
Which bit of the ship is that on?
So it's the front bit, basically. So it's where you might put a figurehead, but there's not a figurehead on this ship. Instead, there is embossed into it an image of the dragon, which it does indeed appear to be the dragon that you met in the weird, like, ice puzzle box.
Cool.
And presumably there is a real dragon somewhere that Empress Chu went and actually got this blessing and presumably this box from.
Yeah, I'm gonna shine some weird lights around the ship and find out if I can make super shiny rainbow fun through the see-through ice bits.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I was going to say,
can.
with it being made out of ice, is this like a glass-bottomed boat?
It's It's glass bottom. The ice is not perfectly clear. It is smoky. Right. It is filled with like inclusions and salt and things. And there's like it's not dirty, but the ice
and
is
blood.
like and there's like there's a very thin streak of red that like that just like patterns through. It's very fine. It's like almost like a wire, but you do see it run through it. So through the base sort of beam of the ship that goes underneath it. Which is that little bit of scamp blood that was taken. Yeah, no, it's like a whitish, slightly blue tinted, cloudy ice.
I will play for a while and see if there are any
Like
good
glacier,
bits where I can
guess.
make light shine
Oh
through
no,
it.
light will shine through it. It's just diffracted and diffused by it.
I play with lighting myself for shows.
You can
How does
actually
this look?
You do get
Wow.
quite a nice little
That's
prism
pretty
effect
good.
going on,
I'm gonna do shows here and no one can stop me.
with all differently coloured dancing lights appear and start.
Me and the Rainbow
filtering
Spirit have
through.
a lovely time. What
Oh, yeah.
else is Celestia going to do on
You have
ship?
like a little experimental rave going
Basically,
on.
yeah.
There is the ship has quarters which have space to hook hammocks in. Hammocks are not included, which is probably for the best because they would be made of ice.
Yeah, that would suck.
It is chilly.
It's actually it's chilly on it's like chilly when you put your hand on things, but once you get below decks, surprisingly warm.
It's just like a normal.
Much like an igloo, this the ice does a good job of containing containing heat.
Huh. That's quite fun.
Yeah, the draftiest bits are by the gunports.
Some magic. Great. This makes no sense.
No.
Let's see. There is a captain's quarters included. There is a stateroom in the prow of the ship.
This room's mine.
There is a galley.
Right, I think it is.
There are multi-purpose rooms that you could probably convert into storage or a brig if need be. There is definitely a galley with tables, again made from ice. You're probably going to want to get some cloths down so people don't like stick to the tables.
I have a
We're
question.
going to need to get Fighty in for this.
You might need to install your own oven.
That was my question.
There is
Yeah.
space for an oven. There is indeed a hole where you can put an oven chimney in if need be, but there is not an oven included. You will probably need to put an oven in.
Just like out of sheer interest, because I can warm stuff up. Because I know that it will heal. I'm gonna try and like warm up a bit of the wall and just see what happens.
You warm up a bit of the wall. You can do that. A little bit of the wall starts melting and dribbling, and then it hardens just from the cold of the ice, and slowly more ice starts to fill back in. But you have created a weird little candle dribbling effect on one wall.
I was just wondering if an oven would make a hole in the wall. Thought it was worth checking.
Yeah, we should definitely make sure like the stone is maybe thicker than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watcher, who's like kind of come by and look at this. Yeah, that's true. My instinct on this one would be double walled for a little bit of insulation. We'll have to get a custom job done. For the meantime, though, anyone on this in the short run can just make do with cold rations. It won't be, and maybe a fire pit. We can probably just get a basic, basic something to. Something to cook in a cauldron over, but it's gonna.
Possible advantage.
Yeah, it'll be a while before we can make
advantage
bread.
of this is anything that needs cold in order to stop it from spoiling isn't going to for a while.
That's true. We got a great refrigeration set up. Very
Yeah.
happy about that.
I
There
have
is
to bloody smoke and salt everything as much.
there is also a little weirdly there is a small shrine in the aft side of the end of the ship. There is a small room built with little sort of like almost like little plinths where you could burn incense or offerings on, which has 6 statues around it. They are a little. I'm trying to think of the best word here for them. They're a little dramatized. That's not quite right. Exaggerated. There we go. In terms of their build, and they seem to be like the facial features And some of them are more obviously human than well, not actually. None of them are human. They're all goblins, goblins or hobgoblins. Those that are humanoid, but they do have they do have like slightly too large eyes and things like that. Like it's not quite it's more quite cartoonish. So I'm just grabbing.
It's not lifelike.
Yeah, they're not exactly lifelike. I'm just grabbing my notes on who this is. So one of them appears to be a hobgoblin with a long mustache and beard in a regal-looking sort of robe. It's all made from ice, wielding what appears to be in one hand an orb. Interestingly, the orb is clear, and it seems to catch the light in a way, but in a way that prisms and refracts it. If you put light near it,
Oh, I am.
yeah, you can. It almost looks like a little sort of miniature sun of sorts.
Wow.
It's a trick of refracting light, and you can see that there is actually a place we can put a candle, like in a discreet spot behind it, that it will seem to refract the light out from.
Like a
I'm
tiny
going to put a
solarium.
candle there.
You do. You get one, light one, and indeed, it just it really does a good job of lighting the room from this one source. And it just has this lovely illusion of seeming to come from the figure's hand.
Any spirits about?
Actually, now that you're here, a few of the local spirits have started to come in and investigate the area. Curiously, they're investigating generally, but a couple of them are hanging around curiously. But there's no offerings been made here yet or anything, so they're not explicitly attracted. There is also a female hobgoblin, similarly attired, but has in one hand a trident and in the other a net. There is again what appears to be two figures who look a little different. One is a dragon, not the one on the front, but a dragon with who is long mustache whiskers. But they're more like barbels, and they are grasping and they are holding up a scroll in one hand. They seem to have been sculpted with a wisdom to them. Across on the other side is what appears to be an ogre, garbed in armor, wielding a spear, with a very martial aspect to them. And then finally, there are what appear to be a couple of other figures. There is a bugbear who seems to be equipped in an apron with tools, probably look like stone or maybe ice working tools, and a very cheerful looking goblin who seems to be holding armfuls of provender. There's buns in one, like little bao buns, in one under one arm, and the other seems to be full of ice sculptured fruits and vegetables.
Now this one's got the right idea.
Of course, that one's your favourite.
Of course it is.
Well, I was thinking actually that this sort of setup, Scamp. Do you know what this means? Ice cream.
Okay. Yes, but not necessarily while looking at the shrine do I think of ice cream.
That wasn't the thought that was occurring to me either. But
No.
I like your train of thought. I mean, I guess it went shrine. Oh, that one's got food. It's cold in here. Ice cream.
Yes, well, I mean, the ship would be uniquely suited to it.
Oh, I've not had ice cream
Yes.
in ages.
I would
definitely
love
do
some
that.
ice cream. We should. But first, I think I've got a bit of incense left.
I was
I'm just
going to
gonna put
ask, yeah.
It feels like maybe that's a thing that we should do on this ship, is always keep some incense burning here. I'm not religious, but this feels... It feels like the ship we owe it to the ship somehow.
It's a nice thought. I'm
certainly
thinking a
can't
bit
hurt.
more simply. I mean, we've got a few friends around here already. There's a couple of spirits buzzing about. Might as well give them something
Hello.
nice.
A catfish-like spirit just like wobbles close out of curiosity.
Oh, Scamp, there's a catfish who'd really like it.
Oh, show me where. I want to pet it.
Just here. I pick up their hand and put it on the catfish.
Yeah.
Your hand passes
Hello.
through it, but the catfish just like wobble, like swims around your hand, like unseen to you, Scamp. But
Oh,
others
it's
can see
swimming
it.
around your hand. I think it likes you.
Ah, I
Here you
like
go.
the catfish.
I'll show you what it looks like. I do a little minor illusion. It looks like that.
The catfish pauses and looks at itself, tilting its head.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to be confusing. They just can't see you.
Catfish wiggles a little.
Oh,
Oh, I wiggle
I
back
want
at
a
it.
catfish.
The rainbow spirit wiggles too, and flitters around.
Oh, definitely a friend for this ship.
Yeah, we should put it in the supplies for the ship that we should always get incense in.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe we should do some now, just to
Yeah, I
say
should
hello.
have some here.
You know?
Yes, here's some.
Do you...
Not much left, but there's some bits.
Okay. Where do you want to burn the incense?
I think one in each.
One in each, little bit. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
put a little
my
bit in each
instincts.
one and set them burning with you can just prestidigitate or fire, or even tiny firebolt each one. You could you could not just but
I cast
You could
fireball.
fireball the ice ship.
Oh, wow.
The ice ship, I would like to note, is vulnerable to fire damage.
That seems apt.
Yep.
Yeah.
As in fairness are most of the wood ships you encounter, so it's no real change there. As you light them up, and Celestia and Corzin, you see the spirits start to flicker around. A few more arrive, and they start circling around the incense, the plumes that are going up.
I think they're liking that.
Good.
I think it's just good to let them know that they're welcome here and that we're friends.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, I was just thinking that if we're going to need to crew this, we're going to need to get a lot of crew. But maybe we
Yeah.
should give first refusal of roles to our goblin sailors who maybe have more familiarity with this style of ship. If they're happy where they are,
Well-
not make people move, but
No, but
Well, I
give
was
them
going to
the
ask the
offer.
question, to be fair,
The
because that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, if they feel they'd be familiar and they'd maybe even prefer it, it's worth asking. Obviously, yeah, if they want to stay on the Kraken Spain, great, we can find new people, but it's probably worth offering.
yeah.
Just in case that's a nice thing from home.
It's about this point that little Corzin comes in. Oh, these are cool.
Maybe
Starts
don't
looking up
They
at
are.
the-
play
at the
with them, though.
statues. Oh, okay. Oh, such a
It's
long
like in a
mustache.
church or something.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So these are saints.
Sort of?
I suppose not far off. They wouldn't call them saints. They'd be known as more local gods or local spirits.
Oh,
They sort of fulfill a similar role, I think.
Yeah, where I'm from, what you'd call saints, we'd just call small gods.
oh. I suppose that works. That's cool.
Yeah. I have a question with the acting that you're doing at this end. Is he looking at the spirits?
Roll a perception check.
Sorry, that's
I guess this would be an insight check.
I was just wondering that. Yeah.
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 But I can't see the spirits, so I would have no way of knowing.
Can I? I mean, is this
you can
something
roll
that
an
I
insight
would
check
be
as well.
aware of?
That's a 14 from me.
That is... Well, that's only a 12 for me.
There's a moment where you wonder, but actually no, you're it's hard. Like, you know, it could be that he's hiding it well if he is, but you think he's more looking up at the unfamiliar statues.
I'm just gonna like get the rainbow spirit to like move around like really close to him, so it'd be really hard for him not to look.
He doesn't react.
I don't think so. Okay.
It's not it's not genetic or anything, and he just didn't happen to roll, as it were, the odds when born of having spirit sight.
Did you
fair
roll?
Because
I did actually do a roll just in case.
That's cute.
I was
Amazing.
wondering,
Like-
this would have been something surely Corzin would have
you'd
noticed.
like if I'd rolled like 100 on a D100.
Yeah.
But like the odds are 1 in 5,000. So
Fair, yeah.
Fair.
No, it was just something about the acting that you were doing. I just wondered.
no. I can
Yeah.
see that would also work. And there's a moment that as characters you might wonder that too. But no, he seems to more be interested in the statues. Corzin, you hear a small cough. Darling, you see Molly is just beckons you.
Uh-oh.
Brings you outside the room. Corzin,
Yes.
I'm ecstatic that we have a ship.
Oh no. Corzin's in trouble.
I sense there is a butt coming
Celestia
here.
closes the door to the shrine and tells little Corzin some more shit about different gods across the world.
Yeah. I'm going to do sound effects for all of the gods that you mentioned.
And I appreciate that you go on a lot of weird adventures. Next time, don't bring our son on them. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. To be absolutely fair, this was not something I.
Oh, I know. Just when the weird artifact full of magic starts being obviously magical. If you've encountered
fair,
stuff like this
fair.
before, this is kind of my first time here. I didn't really expect it to get all trapped climbing a mountain in a snowstorm.
No, that wasn't what I was expecting, to be honest. Obviously this is a learning curve, so yes.
That is. She pats you on the shoulder. Good talk. Goes off to explore the ship on her own.
And Al Jin, you know the doctor Al Jin, he worships the 1,000. So there's loads of little tiny gods, and he has to make offerings to
Using
different
chickens!
ones.
Chicken noises.
Oh, like
Yeah, that's why he keeps those chickens on the ship. Sometimes he has to kill a chicken to please all the gods. Not that often, though, as far as I understand it.
so that's why we get a bit of chicken once a month.
Yes,
Yes.
that's why. Yes. Corzin, how you doing?
Oh, great.
That go all right?
Yeah. Well, I've still got my head on my shoulders.
Well done.
No, it's all good. But yeah, it's
Wheels like looks who's been wandering by goes, finished doing a bit of maths on it. Be pricey.
what we're looking at.
Crewing this as a whole, we're probably going to need if we could probably there's space to put a couple of companies of marines on if we wanted. Crew wise, you can get us sailing with 40. We need about I think we need 84 if we want to crew all the guns we could put on.
Which we definitely
Right.
do, don't we? Because there's a battle coming up.
Yeah.
Full cost.
Yeah.
We're looking 400 a month on upkeep, and we're gonna need you to get. We could kit her out with 44 guns. It'll cost you $5,500 at market price. If you can get them cheaper, or we can steal them, different matter.
Right. Well, that's certainly good to know.
Put that on the to-do list.
Doable.
Yes, definitely.
Certainly doable.
Right now, absolutely seaworthy, best as I can tell. But we've got to armour.
Yeah, otherwise she's just
Yes,
pretty
absolutely.
and sails. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't send this anywhere without it having a means to defend itself. Also, between this and the crew we need to regain for the Kraken Spain, we're looking at what, 100?
Thereabouts.
All right. Well, that's going to be something we're going to need to think about for the moment.
You're also going to need to think about who you want your new captain to be, Commodore.
Well, I'm captain, aren't I?
Well, yes.
No. Well, no. Can you imagine me captaining a ship? It's a terrible idea.
I mean, it sounds incredible there'd be ice cream every day, but you wouldn't get anything done, would you?
I know
You are the
nothing
owner
about
of the box,
boats.
so I think possibly then, if you're not going to captain it yourself, you should have first refusal of who you think ought to.
I think maybe little Corzin should captain.
Excellent.
He knows a lot about boats.
Again, also
No.
ice cream every day.
Nothing would please me more. However, I think he is a little bit still on the young side, no
Tad
offense,
young,
still, of course.
yeah.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
captain a ship.
Why would you? You're 8. That'd be
But when I'm
ridiculous.
9,
When you're 9,
When you're 9, you'll be on it.
You'll be on it when you're 9. Good age, 9.
So the Orsirian Navy, that's about how long it takes to make first officer, isn't it?
Little Corzin laughs. Doesn't understand the joke, but laughs anyway.
Oh.
Oh, in that little kid way.
Yeah, you can tell he doesn't
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
get it, but he knows that the thing to do here is laugh.
So cute.
His dad's laughing, so he's laughing.
Seriously, though, I don't think it would be a bad idea to get some of the Haldanic sailors from the Kraken's Bane over here. They've probably got
The best know-how.
experience with this sort of shit.
Definitely.
I mean, probably. We don't know that they've actually worked on ships in Haldanos. They might not have, but it's worth asking all of them for sure.
Very true.
When we took some of them on initially, they at least some of them had a lot of experience under their belt.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Then should be some good
Well, even if they don't want to move, they might have some good,
advice.
good tips for the people who do crew this ship. Because I'd imagine she sails a bit differently. Is this one a she? Is she a she?
Yes.
Feels like a she.
We need to name it. Just have a name.
Fuck, we do need to name it.
Traditionally,
I was going to suggest maybe the Ice Knife.
That's a spell.
I feel I should clarify, by the way.
Well, it's a
read that in
magic
a book.
ice ship.
Traditionally in Calcinea, you can name a ship. You can give a ship whatever gender, unless it's alive, in which case I guess it gets its own choice. But those are pretty legendary. They don't really exist.
Live ships in Calcinea?
There's
live
legends of talking ships and stuff, but it's the realm of fairy tales.
As much as live ships are fucked up, I'd love there
Yeah.
to be live ships in Calcinea.
Yeah,
But the
Sentient ships.
Robin Hobb
yeah.
fans, just tweet me and nerd out by all means. I'll be so happy.
usually the captain of a new ship will customarily gender their ship to, if they're binary, whatever the other gender is. If they're not binary, kind of their choice. But it's not a strict requirement.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It could just be another they like the Kraken's Bane. I quite like that as a thing.
What about the Jeffrey?
Well, I suppose we've already got one of our longboats by that name, but...
I just feel like Jeffrey is his own thing. I just don't know if we should name another thing Jeffrey. I feel like Jeffrey has enough power, you know?
The ice cream.
Oh, I love it.
Maybe I just want ice cream.
I want ice cream.
Everyone wants ice cream. The
icicle?
Icicle.
I mean, there was that
ice
idea
ship.
a while back of the Marlin Spike for another ship that was lovely.
Oh,
That could work.
quite icy. I did want to call a ship No Regrets, but only so that it could sink and I could get another ship called Some Regrets.
I think we, out of character, we named a ship No Regret, didn't we?
I think we did the little one.
It was,
Yeah.
Did the other
other
Scarlet
Wind.
Winds ship is the name?
Yeah.
of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we
this
did call
one
it
could be
that.
Some Regrets.
I don't think we should be naming a ship with the expectation it'll sink. That does seem a little bit...
That's-
I mean, the
This
thing
is the
is,
perfect ship
Tempting
to
fate.
sink, though, if you're going to do that.
it is going to sink. Let's be honest. At some point, this ship will sink. But the joy of this ship is we just find
Comes
it
back
again,
again.
and it will, yeah. It It can unsink.
Hmm.
The HMS
What?
Unsinkable.
The HMS
what
Hubris
about
Unsinkable.
Titanic?
I'll remind you what happened to the
Titanic.
last ship called that.
Can we call it Titanic? It's an iceberg.
Oh my god, it's a literal iceberg. None of us know what that means in character. That's so sad.
I mean, the word would probably
Like,
exist, but like, I don't think that.
It's like,
Yeah, no.
yeah, it's like, oh, I could call it the Titan, but it's not big. It's not big enough.
The blizzard.
No, it's not. Ooh. What was that dragon
Well,
that we
blizzard's not
called?
bad.
What was that dragon we fought called?
A Rothator.
A Rossiter.
Oh, it's just stupid though.
Did the
No.
dragon in the cube? We can't call it the Erothtor. It's ridiculous.
Or we could
about-
call it like Orothator is dumb. Just
I don't
really
know
tempt
the
fate.
name of the dragon.
Erothtor's left bollock. What?
Can we call it the Regent's tits or something like that?
Ah, yes.
And does the Regent have tits? I don't know.
I don't know.
The Regent canonically.
I guess everyone's got tits.
The Regent is canonically
Non-binary,
whatever has whatever gender and physiology whoever is swearing by them gives them.
Yeah.
It's been
Again, like Robin
All
Hood
of
when they
it.
say by stars, balls, and tits or whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause they've got both. Yeah.
Yeah.
there is a case of actually oh damn, I have something to say and I've completely forgotten. Like I've heard someone say that something was called as a witch's tit. We could call it the witch's tits.
The Witch's Tit is an amazing name for this ship.
Actually, yeah, you've got a solid idea there, Corzin.
I love it
I
so
won't ask
much.
where you heard that, and I'll thank you not to let your mum
Darling,
know.
he sails around on a ship with pirates all the time. I have no idea why you're surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. Don't get me wrong.
The Witch's Tit is actually such a good name for a ship that I can't get past it.
Oh damn, I really didn't mean to suggest one myself. It's not fair for me to suggest one.
It's so
It's
good.
a really good idea, though.
I can't think of anything better right now.
I really love it.
Provisionally, then.
Let's call a ship the Witch's Tit. That's incredible.
Yeah, an ice
Especially
ship.
like
yeah,
a
definitely.
graceful, beautiful ship like this one. Oh, what's it called? It's called the Witch's Tit. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Whoops.
Right. I'm writing it on the character sheet.
It's happening. That's
It's
final
happening.
then. It can't,
Yeah,
it
it's
can't
final.
be changed now.
Okay.
Also, do not feel bad for suggesting that. That's so good. Like-
Yeah,
Right.
it really
Now you
is.
just need to decide who you want to be the captain of the witch's tit.
Oh, who wouldn't want to be fucking captain of the Witch's Tit? Come
Or
on.
I guess you can crew it first and then decide. This doesn't require a decision right now.
Yeah.
And of course, you also have your birthday ongoing. So I guess, yeah,
Yes.
what would you like to do next? Because it's kind of up to you. Like there are no doubt friends who will come in and say hello, but like, have you got plans?
All right. Well, once we've established that this ship is not in any danger of being, pilfered, I
Yeah, we-
guess.
Maybe
You
we
are
should
able
get-
to arrange for the Kraken's Bane to come and tow it back to where the Kraken's Bane is mooring.
yeah.
I think that would be sensible.
That's a good idea.
Do you think Alton wants to be a captain proper?
I was going to ask him.
Oh.
I think he'd probably want to jump in a lake first, but
No, he might like being captain of a ship because that's exciting. He doesn't want to be watch captain because that's paperwork.
all right then. How about this? When he comes and spends time with us later, I will have a quiet word in his ear and tell him that if he wants it, he has an out of that rather stressful captain's job to another captain's
I
job.
mean, the other thought I have is Vig, but we don't really want to lose him off our ship, do we? Also, I don't think he
wasn't
actually
interested
wants
in-
to be captain, does he?
No, he didn't
mean,
want to be first mate. He
there's
didn't
always
want
Mum.
the papers.
What was that?
No.
There's Mum.
Corzin
then she
needs
wouldn't sail
someone
with us.
responsible.
No, you make a good point.
He does stupid things without her, darling. You know that.
You need a sensible first mate if Corzin's going to be allowed to be captain.
Yeah, otherwise we'll just capsize.
Otherwise, it'll be Celestia. We'll
Please
just sink.
don't ever give
Belle?
me any power. Belle's the cook, darling.
I know it's. I know it's rather unorthodox, in maritime practice, but I think your mother and I are something of a package deal when it comes to the command structure of a ship.
Unless she really wants it, we should ask. But
I definitely will, but I think I know what her answer will be.
Yeah, I suppose it's nice to offer, but I don't think she'll want it either. Because then which ship are you going to go on? And look at little Corzin. Which ship would you be on?
Oh, that's a good point.
That'd be sad, wouldn't it?
I mean,
I could just pop
my
you
room's
between
on the
them.
Kraken Spain.
That's
It
true.
is.
Wherever
We
we
need
happen
a
to
sanctum.
be, I want to be there as a family.
This ship needs sanctuming.
This ship does not come with a sanctum as far as you can tell.
Oh, this ship really, really needs a sanctum.
All right. Well, we have.
Maybe we should try and hire a wizard.
It needs a
Don't we have
ship's
our,
mage.
friend from the Church of St. Fury.
We
Could they do it?
do. Can you permanently sanctum this ship if it's collapsible?
Roll an Arcana check.
No, genuinely, because I know that you have to
That's
either
a
do
good point.
something every
Roll-
day or get
yeah.
a seal.
Yeah.
And how would that work? Oh, it's high Arcana check though. Yeah, it's a 25.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, with a 25, if you accounted specifically for the box, it's possible. The easiest way would be to use a seal. The seal would proof the whole ship, but when the ship collapsed, the seal would come loose. You'd need to get hold of the seal and make sure that you put it back in the ship when you recreated it.
Okay.
How big are seals?
It would require. It would be tricky, but in theory, but if they knew they were doing it, a mage could enchant. Could do the cast it every day for a year thing, so that it was anchored into the box. But then you also need a mage on board for every day for a year.
Yeah.
Which is possible if you hire a ship's mage who can do that.
I wonder how tied to his present job Felipe is.
I have no idea, honestly. I know that
How
they're all
big are
quite
seals?
close.
Are they carryable?
The seal you have is, I believe it's about the size of a manhole cover. So it's foot and a half, 2 feet in diameter, circular, about a couple of inches thick. It is carryable, but it's not easily carryable. You can pick it up and move it around. Apart from the fact that it's currently bolted into your ship.
Yeah, but it's not going to be something the captain can carry around all the time.
No, it is large. It is small enough to fit into a bag of holding, which is something that only really you are aware of.
Although, reassembly procedure of this ship is going to be a bit of a thing anyway, because we're putting in wooden gun
Yeah, it's
ports
worth
and
noting
stuff.
if you do collapse the ship, if you're doing that willingly, take all of the cannons and all the crew off it first, because those aren't going into the box.
Yeah.
And all the food and
But
supplies
also,
and stuff.
if it sinks, we're going to have to be finding bits of it anyway. So I guess if we made the sanctum seal the most important thing that they had to find if it's sunk, or that we had to find if it's sunk, depending on how it
Or
went.
if it's going down, it's the kind of thing the captain goes and fetches.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to attach the box to the seal?
Not in theory it would, but the best way to do that would be to undeploy the ship and redeploy it with the box on top of the seal, or the seal on top of the box. The reason being, you can see the box actually. You need to go right down into basically where the ballast deck is, which is currently full of just blocks of ice, and you can see embedded into the central beam of the ship, right at its base, is the puzzle box.
Could we melt a hole for a seal, maybe?
Maybe.
And then refreeze it over the top?
Well, we
I
don't
have
necessarily
no
want it to
idea.
be. It doesn't really matter where it goes. Isn't it better if it's somewhere that the captain can pick it up if the ship's going down?
Like in their cabin or
It's more-
something.
Yeah.
That's a fair point, but I was more thinking about putting it somewhere that prevents tampering or easy access for tampering with it.
Well, like a lockbox in the captain's quarters.
Might be the way.
It's up to you. From your experience with the one you have, generally the seal is because it needs to be positioned to do the whole ship and have a static sending room, which would probably be one of the multi-purpose rooms on the ship. It needs to always be put. If you're going to move it around, it needs to be put back in the same place for it to function properly. So your one is like basically built into the ship. It's like it's actually in the interstitial spaces and like sealed into place, so it can't be easily accessed without tearing up the boards. And the location of it is known to you and your carpenter.
But the point is, this one would actually have to be easily accessed, so the captain could grab it if they knew the ship was going down.
Yes, you just need to make sure that wherever you put it is, you always put it in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think lockbox in the captain's cabin is not bad.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Could we attach a bunch of cork or something to it, so that if it did sink, it didn't sink?
It would float.
That's very clever. We should do that. Yes.
Also, when we get the box out next, can we also attach a bunch of floaty things to the box?
That's a really good idea.
That's not
just
a bad
like
idea
some
at all.
strings and cork and I like that.
Well, I'll have to tell the crew of the Kraken's Bane to get drinking on that rum ration, so we have a bunch of corks.
Oh no, that sounds terrible.
What a shame.
I know, tragic. I knew you would be disappointed,
I hate drinking.
Celestia.
It's my least favourite thing. I've never been drunk before. Speaking of which, it's your birthday. We should get on the on the sauce.
What should we do?
Point.
What do you want to do for the rest of your birthday? I'm sorry, I hijacked it by making a boat. Where's Clara gone?
No, seriously, this
Where
was
is
the
Clara?
best.
Clara and Suk are
best
both like
side-
wandering around the ship, inspecting the construction work. Like
Clara, you got us a boat.
I didn't really expect that. Sorry, wrong person. I didn't really expect that. I didn't expect that either, says little Corzin.
Big hugs, big hugs.
Fantastic fucking present, my darling. It
This
might
is the best
actually,
birthday present ever.
might actually save our actual lives at some point.
I mean the ogres who had it, they never actually managed to get into it. It was too frustrating. They mostly held on to it because it was made of lots of valuable materials.
Huh.
But they did say
So they
that
didn't really know what they had.
Well, they said it was an heirloom. They said that they'd their great grandmother of the current junta had stolen it on a raid on the Imperial Palace.
Ooh.
That's a story I'd like to hear sometime.
They didn't have a lot of the details.
thinking?
It was mostly
Right.
just about their achievements.
What that dragon said. Am I now Empress? Are we all now Empress? Is Corzin Empress now?
Empress Corzin Horhace, very nice.
I mean, you're welcome to bring that as a claim, but I think the Chu Empire sort of collapsed a couple of 100 years ago. It's the second Tang Empire now.
I'll be introducing myself forever as Empress Celestia Stardust.
Scamp friend.
I'm sure that'd go
The
down well
actual
below.
Empress down
and
below. With
God. I'm a god now, you know. I'm a god.
the Empress
I'm an
down below will
empress.
be
I'm just-
equally outraged by both claims, I think.
Reason enough to do it, I would argue.
Oh, we need to deal with her at some point. Let's not think about that today.
But not
Nah,
today.
let's start
Not
a cult
today.
instead.
Absolutely not. Excellent.
No.
Oh,
Today is a day for drinking, making merry, being thankful we're all here and celebrating together.
and fireworks.
And
Excuse me.
Fireworks. We promised
Yes,
fireworks.
fireworks.
yes, you were promised fireworks and you shall not be disappointed.
I feel like it's Corzin's job to light the fireworks. That's how it works.
All right, well,
I did very
that's
well
a
on that
point.
earlier today. That was today.
I feel sick. That was
Not Corzin's.
today. Did you know your dad flung a
Alright.
firework into an actual war earlier today?
No, tell me all about it.
Oh, yes, I will. But after I race you up to the crow's
Oh,
nest,
okay.
I run after for the.
I'm going to give little Corzin inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah. Do it.
The Rainbow Spirit
Do it.
just like pushes him up the first few rungs.
Roll an athletics check. You can give yourself disadvantage if you're like doing the dad run thing where you're like.
I will.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
Roll
Okay.
the addition for little Corzin.
Okay. With disadvantage, that's a 17.
Okay. Was it D10?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm going to explain this in a moment, but we'll see what the D10 was. Okay, so it adds 5. Okay, you are, like, not really putting your all into it because, you're racing your son.
Yeah, I'm giving him ample opportunity. Like, when we get right up to the top, I may just, like, stop and
little
wait a little
Corzin
bit.
actually does a reasonably good job of, like, tracing up to you. And then there comes a bit where, as you're going up the rope, the rigging, like he gets his foot caught in it, puts a hand out, catches a little, like, he's about like 10, like maybe 20 foot off the ground at this point, catches a little icy rope, gets tangled in the little icy rope, falls over, natural 1 by the way, at which point, but lucky. One of like an icy like equivalent of like a ballast bag up top comes loose, falls down, and he is flung up to the crow's nest. His final roll with the inspiration was an 18, so managing to beat you.
I do.
Yes!
I do some little like
that is epic.
tiny fireworks with prestidigitation around him.
Yes.
Little sound effect goes, yay!
Oh, I made it!
I am going to gather him into my arms.
He's
you've done me
hanging
proud.
upside down on the crow's nest at this point. Hi, sir. Can you help me get down,
Hold on,
please?
I'm going to reel him in. Yeah. Look at that view.
Wow.
That's a good place to watch fireworks from.
It
It's a
is.
great
It's a good place to
watch
launch them
fireworks.
from.
Oh, we can see the other ships. I can see that fort. Ooh, look at that. Points to the point to where you went the other day with the church and the charnel house. There is what looks to be a hastily abandoned camp there. The tents have been abandoned in place. Like from the other day. They're all in the same place. It has not been packed up and orderly left. Instead, you can see what appears to be almost like a circle of burnt earth is around it. And what looks to be a lot
It's going
of...
to take a moment to break out the spyglass.
Yeah, just give me, with the spyglass, give me a perception check, I guess with advantage, anyway, because of the eyes, but like it just gives you a bit more view.
Okay, that is a 22.
Okay, so you can see with your naked eyes a lot of what appears to be mounds, small mounds of earth, like little bits of dirt amongst everything, like the tents have collapsed. Peering in with the spyglass, you can see that area is like there are like even just you can just see like columns of ants. They're big ants. They're not like ant monster encounter big ants. But they are like the size of Corzin's thumb.
Oh wow!
Big ants. These are like,
chunky.
Yeah, these are rainforest-sized ants.
Ooh.
They appear to be like gathering what food they can. There are several mounds where a number of ant hills appear to have been set up in the last day or so. And they are disassembling. They appear to be disassembling, not in like in a very anti sort of way, the camp around them for materials and dragging them into the anthills.
Right, I'm going to pass the spyglass to little Corzin and say, now that's not a place we're ever going to go unless we want ants in our pants.
Oh, that's a lot. Where's it? Oh wow, that's lots of ants.
Yeah. Best avoided it if I were you.
He looks around, gawking for a bit. You can also get a great view of the Nightmare Lands, 1.5 miles upriver, with like the eye stalks and strange like You can faintly hear the weird sounds on the wind, the music.
Celestia really did a bang-up job with that.
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get the dreams again now that I'm back here.
The dreams?
Oh, yeah. I've been having the dreams of, like, that place. And there's been, like, these horses running around. And this really tall man with, like, red trousers and a really long pair of scissors. And a mask.
You're an asshole.
Oh.
We've had that dream a few
Is this
times
something
now.
that Corzin would recognise from folklore?
Yes, roll a history check.
Just so that the stowaways are all in on the joke, Jason played a version of the Red-Legged Scissor Man in a play at drama school once.
Yeah.
A really bad play at drama school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
The Red-Legged Scissor Man, I believe, is German folklore?
Yeah, it's from
I believe so.
and other tales.
That's just a 5,
5.
unfortunately.
You vaguely remember, like, it sounds like one of the things out of fairy tales when you were young, but you don't remember the precise one. Does this ring you like a vague bell? But, yeah.
But you do now have a book of fairy tales it might turn up in.
That's true.
That's true.
It might well be in The Troll and the Doll.
Might.
So if you want to read that at any point and see if you like skim through that and see if you can find, I mean, I guess you have it on hand if you want to skim through the illustrations.
I think Corzin will skim through it before reading it to little Corzin.
Tell me when you do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
will do.
Like, unless you're doing it right now, tell me when you do that, please.
Right, will do.
No, right
this
a second.
You're at the
Like
top of the
this.
crow's nest with him, yeah.
Yeah, there's just a moment of like listening to that, like, okay.
I suppose that's a place as disturbing as that. It's not really surprising, but you know, there's things that that happen in dreams, and a lot of the time they don't make sense.
Once I dreamt I was on the ship and everyone was normal, but they didn't have any faces.
Oh.
Why are you doing this? This poor child.
This is just fucking what dreams are like.
Yeah, no, I had some
Yeah,
super
no,
weird
it's
dreams about
fair.
my primary school last night. This is what dreams are like.
Yeah. Sorry. It's funny how dreams are created. I don't even pretend to understand the full ins and outs of it. But, you know, if you have any particularly scary ones, you always can come and let either your mum or me know.
He nods, trying to think about the timing of
Said
this.
Corzin, having been to the place where literal scary dreams happen.
Corzin nods.
I asked Fighty about it.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, and what did Fighty say?
He said that it's. Well, he said I had the face one. Back when we were sailing across. And he said that was fine. Everyone's would get their faces put back the following night because there's someone who takes them and there's someone who puts them back. And I asked him about the man with the scissors, and he said, "Oh yes, he's the one who takes the faces." But there's another one and sometimes he stitches them back, but not in the same order.
Right. Well, like I say, there are some things in dreams that really don't make sense.
Fighty's good at stories.
Yes, he is. I'm sure he's heard quite a few in his time.
Don't let Fighty talk to your child.
He's made quite a few in his time as well, I've no doubt.
He once told me about the time he drank, I think it was 30 different drinks.
Yeah, that checks out for Fighty.
And punched 30 different people.
Also checks out for Fighty.
I think it was the same night.
Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. I mean, the only thing that's missing now is if it was in 30 different places.
He said he did go to 3 different bars.
Yep, that's that's Patrick's Day for Fighty, isn't it?
just like points and just like starts pointing out like, oh, look at the gulls. And the gulls are just doing that thing where like what? It's actually not actually it wouldn't be gulls, but he points at some birds, and they're doing the thing where like you get weird like bird swarm patterns, and, like going backwards. Susurrations of birds.
Starlings doing
I
it.
like those.
Oh wow.
God, can you imagine gulls trying to do that though?
Oh god, no, gulls don't do that.
I know what I want to do when I grow up.
What do you want to do?
I want to build ships.
Oh, that's great. Well, you can rely on me. I'll do everything I can to ensure that you can do that. Because that's a noble profession. And I can't think of anything I'd be prouder knowing my son was doing.
Thanks, Dad.
I give him a big hug.
You spend a little bit more time up on the crow's nest with your son.
Yeah, making a mental note to talk to Benny about that.
Yeah, he's a
next
little
time I
bit
see
young
him.
for an apprenticeship, but not that young.
A person already in the profession, as it were.
Yeah.
Definitely a person to
When
speak
Benny's
to.
a bit higher up and he's a bit older, that's about
There's a good
right, really,
apprenticeship
isn't
to
it?
be had there.
Yep.
Oh, so cute.
So, what would you like to do next?
All right. Well, once we've sorted all the towing of the witch's tit out.
Oh, I regret nothing about this name choice. Yes.
Yep. No.
Once you've
We haven't
solidly towed
named
the
the
witch's
ship
tit.
something really dumb in this campaign yet, and I'm so glad that we've remedied that.
Sam came up with such a sensible name.
He did.
Like, it's a great name.
How did we get from the
It's
ice knife to the
perfect.
witch's tip? It's such a good name.
Yeah. Most of Corzin's ones are going to be like martial in some way, because I think that's just where his head's at with ships. But yeah. Okay. So once we've sorted that, maybe start. I mean, what time of day is it?
By this point, it's mid to late afternoon. So you went beach hopping around 3. I'm going to say it's approaching 5. So you got an hour or so till sunset.
All right. Well, we maybe make preparations for letting off a few fireworks later. Make sure that the crew is well
Set
lubricated.
up a fucking party on the Kraken's Bane.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Party
You
time.
do. In fact, some of that preparation has been going on without you. Belle has already been cooking up a storm. So
A proper cake.
Oh yeah, there is another cake, which, in fairness, has been decorated in much the same style as
But it
yours.
actually tastes of normal things.
Yeah,
And isn't full of cat hair.
yeah, cat hair and paprika.
We're the best at baking.
It's actually like
So
a pretty
good.
solid. No, this is a pretty solid standard sponge cake, and it looks very delicious. And as soon as you see her, she says, "No, that's for the crew. You've got your special cake, Captain."
We
Right,
made
you are.
your special cake
Actually-
with our bare, worn-out hands that did a war this
You know-
morning. That's how much
Our
we love
sweat,
you.
blood, and tears.
You
has
have
gone
to
into
eat
that
all
cake.
of it, or we'll cry for days
Eat our
and
sweat and
days
blood and
days and days
Well, there
and
is
more days.
definitely something to be said for spiced cake. I think it's
days.
underrated.
She leans in and whispers to you, Corzin, I left you a small one in your quarters.
Take an extra rum ration.
And yeah, there is a jubilant atmosphere
I
as
sing
well
so
as
many songs.
as
So
well
many.
as
Yeah.
your birthday. They've also had a successful skirmish the previous night, and while it wasn't the kind of thing that gains them any treasure, you know, there is a positive mood because it went well. The occasional crew member will like drink your health as the party is ongoing, and a little bit in to it, you get a couple of visitors.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I think the first set of the visitors are you see a couple of former members of the Kraken's Bane. I'm going to say a small group of former crew members come over, along with Alton, and also a somewhat dramatically dressed orc with a beard and sort of half of it burnt off at one point, who you recognise as Captain Torfas Scorch, Captain of the Lightning, comes aboard as well.
Welcome aboard.
As they come up from the long boat, Torfas gives you a nod. Thanks for the invite aboard, Captain. Or,
You're most
as
welcome.
I understand it, looks over, that'll be Commodore now.
So it would appear.
Have some cake.
Well, the...
Yes, have some
please.
rum. We've got
Thank you very
loads
much.
of rum. Celestia's obviously a little bit tipsy already. Have rum. There you
Thank
go.
you kindly, I'll be sure to indulge. He goes off to get himself a plate. Alton. Bloody hell!
Alton, old buddy, old pal.
I leave you alone for 5 minutes and you somehow carve a ship out of an iceberg. And we're in tropical waters.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
I meant to ask... I mentioned something about that, actually.
Come here, you bastard, first. Give me a hug.
Ah!
Oh, we got
Yeah, big
club
bag.
together and got you a present. And gives you a little... Torfas was a bit uncertain about what to get you, but we reckoned the old classics are the best. And gives you a little wrap bundle. You unwrap it and you find there is a new sax. Little classical
fantastic.
halfling knife. It's well made and it's got a little rosewood handle.
Excellent.
Is it?
Corzin will give it a few experimental swipes through the air, and then place it into the boot holster that he has.
My grandma always used to say, if you don't know what to get someone, get my knife.
Yep.
That's such a
Halfling
good
always
saying.
respect
Sound
a knife.
advice.
I'm taking that advice.
Sound advice.
This is
You're all getting knives to your
This is
birthdays.
legitimately advice I have been given. If you can't think of someone, what to get someone, get them a set of knives.
They're always useful, to
Yeah.
be fair. Just for the
Yeah.
record, for kitchen reasons. That
Yeah.
makes me sound like a serial killer. You've always got old shit knives, haven't
Yeah.
you? And some new ones are always nice.
Well, I like a
Maybe
good
you're
pocket
really
knife.
into whistling.
Yeah,
Like
I am
Decent
really
sharpener
into
also
whistling.
is also, yeah.
You're really into whittling, but your poor thumbs aren't always.
I have tried whittling. We have both tried whittling, haven't we? You are more
It
into
is
whittling
worth
than I am.
investing in soft, good wood to practice with. Not
Yeah,
even very good
yeah.
wood, just not stuff out your garden. I think we both have scars.
We
that prove
do.
that.
I did get a wand out of that.
It is very pretty.
And a
Nice.
necklace, and a necklace pendant thing.
Yes, he made me a sparrow. He made me a sparrow pendant because my name
It
is
is cute.
Ellie Sparrow, and he's adorable.
It was made with love rather than skill.
It's really good. I like it. It's my favourite thing.
But yes, Alton nods approvingly at the knife, and then over at the ship. That's... gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen a ship like that. Someone else,
Really?
nearby, who's like got a little bit of cake on a plate himself, adds, "It's been a while since we've sailed on one." And you look around and you see Shen Yu, the sort of unofficial head of the Shen clan of goblin sailors, with you. Sort of a older-looking goblin rather than hobgoblin, umber orange skin. He's clean-shaven, but he does have long black hair and a queue behind his head. As ever, he's kind of he has actually taken a break from the pipe he usually smokes, so because hands are full with food and drink. Gives you a nod, a little sort of salute with the cup, Captain.
I tip my hat to him and say, not really something to be discussed now, but as and when, we may be looking for people with experience to crew that.
That we have. You will need to recruit from the shore as well. I
Indeed.
could make some
But-
inquiries another time.
Yes, thank you. I would appreciate that. But for now, let's drink and be merry.
To your health, Captain.
And to yours.
Getting some drinks. Alton grins at the. Alton's like just beaming like some sun, like a sunbeam. Oh, almost forgot. Gets a couple of bottles of what appears to be cider. Easy for little Corzin. Got you some. Managed to get a little bit more apple blossoms at best made up to the recipe.
Oh, fantastic! Here you go, little Corzin.
Oh.
I know you've been looking forward to this.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, Alton.
No worries.
Clink.
Clinks in, drinks in.
Just out of character clarification briefly, is Alton from Wending originally?
He is. Basically, if
okay.
anyone has has a West Country accent, they are from Wending, or they are affecting a Wendish accent.
Okay, cool.
Or at least, their family's from Wending or something like that.
Fair enough.
So that does imply that that Marlin spent at least some of his life in Wending, long enough to pick up the accent.
Yeah. Or just grew up around a lot of Wendish sailors.
There's a little crossover across the Wendish border with Cairn as well. So sometimes Cairnese people will have a bit of the accent, but they're usually a bit stronger.
Interesting. No, because I was going to say, hey Alton, do you remember this one from back home? Apprentice Tom may now refuse to wipe his scoundrel master's shoes, for now he's free to sing and play over the hills and far away.
Celestia walks past me. Captain's drunk, he's singing already.
Oh, wow. That didn't take long.
Yeah, about 3 seconds. Excellent, carry on.
I felt it was apt for the occasion.
Looks over. It looks over, waves it to you, Celestia. You see the hair's still at it today?
Yep, maybe this is my life now. I don't know.
Looks good on you.
Thank you, I kind of love it. It's also such a problem, but it's excellent.
The best kind of problem.
Yes, a good problem.
Rakash, the purple spider tiefling, who's also got some drinks, looks over. I wonder if we could do that with our chitin.
What, like make it rainbow?
I mean, what do you use?
Magic.
Yeah.
If you figure out how, please do tell.
I mean, I can do this really temporarily. I just, put a hand on his shoulder and make a little, rainbow mark that goes across the chest, chitin.
Hey! Look, everybody. I am Celestia. Ha! Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Fucking nailed it, honestly. Very good. It's only going to last about an hour, but have fun.
I play guitar!
Go on then, I give him my guitar.
Strums it. It's fucking awful. He doesn't know how to play a guitar.
Oh god, give that back.
Maybe we could have Fighty make them up some little tabards or something.
Do you have any idea how much I would love that and how adorable that sounds?
As you're saying this, you are pounced upon from the shadows by a stalking predator, a Stormy Darling.
A tiny kitten.
Yeah. It's not that tiny. It's like house cat sized still, but they're it's a little bit bigger than a house cat. But Alton startles a bit.
It's gonna get so big.
Hello, are you doing pouncing? Did you learn pouncing since I last saw you? You are so clever. Yes. Look at you. Yes. Hug me forever. Thank you.
But when Jeffrey pounces, it's annoying.
Jeffrey usually shits on people when he pounces. Do you want to be shat on first thing in the morning?
Jeffrey looks meaningfully at Alton. No, thank you. Wanders off.
Why don't you fucking listen when I tell you I don't want that? You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Why can he laugh? Is that normal?
I think you just lost an argument with Jeffrey.
Fuck you. Where's the booze?
Everywhere.
More.
You see that Marjorie pads past a bit of some of Marjorie had passed like a shiny tankard, no reflection.
Oh, Marjorie, I'm so sorry.
I wonder how...
We should do something about this. Marjorie's cursed.
She's fine. Just stroke the cat.
Don't know that she is.
She's okay. Aren't you, Marge? See, she's fine. She said so.
I'm just worried that maybe it will... Like, what was the curse again? What exactly was it? I've forgotten. Oh no, I should have written this down.
They cast no reflection.
Yeah, I remember. It's no reflection and takes double damage from silver. No reflection, no shadow takes double damage from silver.
Ah, right, okay.
Right. I suppose we should just maybe keep an eye in case she gets a thirst for blood or starts... I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean...
Or growing fangs
if
and claws in the
it's a
night.
similar curse to what I had with those braces, like blood will be really delicious.
But Marjorie doesn't eat.
That's true.
No, that's
Maybe
the
she's the
thing.
best person for this curse.
It's entirely possible that putting this curse on someone who does not have a metabolism...
It's maybe a good idea.
Ha!
I wonder how your cat will deal if it ever has to meet Kerberos.
Interesting question. I feel like she's just like, you know,
Because
that,
it's gonna
that
grow,
thing
they're gonna
that
be
cats
this-
do where they like sit on your shoulder.
yeah.
Just doing that. So that should react, really. I have to ask.
bats at your hair with a paw.
What are you doing?
Meow.
Go on then, you can play with my hair. That's fine. I love you, so it's okay.
Like Alton looks up. Ooh. Alright. Didn't know you gotten a cat. Looks like a bit of a big one.
I think
Yeah, we ran into it after we got away from, and he just points over to the where the charnel house is.
yeah. Yeah, I think she might be massive soon, but for now she's this big.
Yeah. This is a baby.
Oh wow. Maybe he was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at her, she's definitely a kitten, just a massive one.
Oh no, I can see that. That could be an issue.
Well,
does
luckily
lightning
she's
Yeah, it reminds me
Stuff
of
too.
this.
my best friend.
Wait, sorry,
So
what?
I'm sure it'll be fine. She does do lightning, yes.
Oh,
That's
at this
why
rate,
we're
she'll be
friends.
big enough to
Wait,
be a
she's your best
size of a
friend?
riding dog.
No, you're my best
Oh.
friend. You'll probably I've known you for longer than the cat. You're probably a better friend than the cat, but I'm worried she'll hear me and get offended. I love you, it's okay. Yes. You're my best cat friend. There we go.
Oh.
Save that one.
No, don't worry, she hasn't overtaken you. It's all good.
Okay.
I promise.
Did your uncle ever have any stories about creatures like this?
Thanks for a moment. Actually, now that I mention it, there was one time that he did tell me a story once about getting about a time he was he got transported actually to Fernon.
Sounds weirdly familiar.
Checks out.
Yeah, I was only there for a bit before he managed to basically steal onto passage on a ship going out from the colony there. But he did say it was him and this chap, Master Thief, that he was travelling with for a bit. Wanted everywhere. They got caught in the jungle. And they were surrounded by a pack of. I think he said it was big purple cats. There's some mention of lightning.
Was it your family? Was it Stormy?
Stormy is like, no cognizance of
Oh,
this.
you've no idea, have you? Yes.
I mean, this would have been
Frantically writing down Nordic tales.
like 40 years ago though. So who knows?
If you like the idea of Norrit Tales, you can subscribe to our Patreon. This has been an advertisement.
Norris Tall Tales available for crew members of the Patreon.
They're very good, honestly.
They're really
They're
good.
lovely. Like, would recommend.
So. It's just the moment, like the conversation lulls as Celestia.
I do
strokes her
advertising
cat.
professionally for a living.
No,
You can tell.
I I don't know the exact. I can't actually remember the exact details of how he got out of that. Some unlikely coincidence or another.
It sounds likely.
Oh, probably.
Probably his trusty old sax. He said that thing was lucky.
Yeah, I heard the story about it reflecting a bullet.
I heard that one. Yeah, it actually did have the scratch on it where that could have happened.
Honestly, if it was him, I believe every word of it.
I want to meet Norrit. He sounds great.
Hard to keep track of.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been him once, but I haven't met him.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
In a dream.
Yeah.
I just back away and join a different conversation.
You start. You walk over and you find Auden, the bald sailor who had a mouthful of cat cake earlier. They're going. So there we were. We were right in the middle of the the tavern, and Tryla and Rakash both end up back to back with me. We're surrounded by all these fucking longshoremen who are like, oh, we can't have any thieves drinking in our bar. What if you burn everything down? Well, next thing I know, the fists were flying everywhere. Oh, Scamp.
Hello.
Sorry, just talk about some of the things we've been up to this week.
Well, they have a point. Things do tend to catch fire around me. I think it's mostly Jeffrey.
That would have been something. Can you imagine Scamp in the midst of all of that? Trialer adds, we did manage to set fire to part of it. Yeah, but that wasn't deliberate. Let's just say candelabra lighting right next to high-proof alcohol, not necessarily the best idea. And besides, they were plastered. I mean, you know how well Rakash can hold her drink. I am Celestia.
Oh no!
Honestly, I think me and Rakash need to go out on a night out sometime.
Sounds delightful.
So yeah. Is there anyone you want to talk to, or you just happy to let this continue? If you've got any questions to ask of anyone or anything, or just things you want to do.
When I'm a little bit drunker, I'd like to chat with Clara.
Okay, you are you're easily able to find Clara. Clara's kind of
easily able to get drunk.
Yes.
Easily able to get drunk.
Clara, like 5 minutes later.
Clara's in a corner. She has she's been given the other bottle of. She is drinking a little watered down beer, and kind of wallflowering a little but doesn't seem like too awkward. She's just soaking the atmosphere in, but doesn't really want to mingle too much.
Quietly having a nice time.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to much. You feel like she's had a lot of little Corzin, who is busy elsewhere.
It's fair.
And doesn't seem to have much of an attraction to the other ship's boys in terms of wanting to make friends.
Mm-hmm. Clara.
Hello, Celestia.
Hello, how are you doing?
All right. Belle's done. I've had some good cake.
Yes, we put a lot of effort into that cake. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, the
Yes,
cat
that is
hair
exactly
added
what
something.
Fibre, I think.
Right. Yes. Lots of fibre.
Lots of fibre. Sorry, I'm a bit pissed.
That's all right.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this shandy.
Good. Having a nice time.
It's been a while. Last party I went to was that village with the ogres, so it's nice.
People you know and stuff. That's exciting.
It's good to see. I'm really enjoying. It's nice to see Corzin looking so happy. Now, most of the time that I've known Corzin, before Olga died, he was always carrying a lot on him. I think being around it's still there a bit, but I think having his family has really helped.
Oh, it's different with them here for sure. Also, yeah, a lot better mentally than when we first met, I think. Can see it. Anyway, in less serious and more stupid matters.
Yes.
She goes like a little tiny bit red, just like a tiny little blush. I have a little question for you. Saran.
Mm-hmm.
Is she nice to you? Mm-hmm. No, but really, does she treat you well?
She does. She does nag me to eat enough, but
Okay.
that's fine. She looks out for me, and she's not just, my face when I need to be working, but honestly, I think she tries to mother me a bit, and she's not good at it, but I wouldn't know. She reminds me a little of Dad, but in a better way.
Okay. And she, I don't know, respects you?
I think she is. Honestly, I think she's doing her best not to be scared of me. She's a little coming to terms with what I am and who I am, and she wants to look out for me, but I think she's also aware that in a sense, I can be more dangerous than she can be.
Okay, I kind of like that. I don't know, she doesn't look down on you, does she?
I think, in a very weird way, I think she's trying to... She sometimes talks about when she was young and not having someone... Not really having an older person to look out for her in the same way. Not until she started working for the brothel that she ended up working at before she got placed with the minister and all of that. But it sounded like that was a nice place to work, properly people looking after her. But that wasn't until she was older. As a kid, it's kind of very much every girl for herself.
Which is why she nags you to eat so much, that makes sense.
No, she shrugs. I don't know what happened to her parents, but they went around.
Much like a lot of people around here, I think.
Oh yes, although she looks into the distance for a moment, shakes her head. Anyway.
Sorry,
No,
didn't
it's
mean
fine.
to. No, I was just wondering, because half considering asking her out for a drink at some point, but my interest would have evaporated if she wasn't nice to you. Also, if she wasn't nice to you, we'd have to do something about that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. She is single. She does still. When I was traveling with her, she does do some. She looks a little awkward, as if not sure how to word it.
Trade?
Yes,
That's fair enough. It's her job.
Yeah, she still does. She does that, and that's fine. But I guess if you wanted to ask her out, then you need to be okay with that.
Yeah, it's what she does for a living. It's like me singing.
Just make it clear that you're asking her on a date there.
Why do you say that?
Well, she might start talking about prices and things, and
Oh. Yeah,
I think she likes you.
You think?
I don't think she knows she likes you, but I think she likes you.
Okay, you think I got a chance then?
Yeah, little one.
Yeah, I don't really know where I'd want it to go. I just think she's interesting and attractive, and I'd like to have a drink with her and get to know more about her. Also think we probably have a lot to talk about, because there's a weird similarity between me when I came up and her now. It's weird. It's very weird.
She does go on about the massages and the spa days a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she's too much of a snob to like me. I'm not exactly classy.
Well, like I said, I don't know. She's a good person when it counts, where it counts. She got used to living in the palace, but she didn't grow up there.
Fair enough.
I think she thinks of status as success. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's really...
Buys
She
into
says
the
a lot
lie of
about-
nobility, yeah.
She says a lot about making sure we don't go hungry. I think that's why she worries about money so much.
Makes sense. No, fair enough. Yeah. Maybe if I get drunk enough, I'll ask her out for a drink.
Also...
What?
I haven't really talked about it. It's really awkward seeing Belle. Because when I knew her, Olga was ordering her around in her kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Belle?
I've honestly been afraid to.
I could just introduce you and we could have a little chat about how you're not Olga's minion or something. Because that might be a good thing to do for all involved.
I'm a little scared to do that.
That's okay.
That sounds
I mean,
really
we could
scary.
do that now. I mean, she's probably a bit drunk. It's probably a good time to do it.
Okay.
Only if you're okay, though. I don't want to make you do something you don't.
It's
want
not going to get any better.
Just rip it off. Just do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rip off the bandage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You ready? Let's go find Belle.
She drinks her a stout gulp of her shandy.
Yeah. Dutch courage from your juice. Yeah, sure.
Juice with a small measure of beer.
It's like, what, 0.5%?
0.5%. It's low enough that it's not legally alcohol.
Yeah.
It's the alcohol you give to kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's you bring her over to Belle is like, I've been having a few drinks, bring out another tray of things, puts it down, looks at
So, Clara, Belle, Clara.
We've met.
Clara escaped too. I think that kind of sums it up.
There's a little bit of a swallow. Both of them look kind of terrified. Not exactly of each other. Just there's a moment of shared terror before Clara goes, "This is it's really good cake. You've made some really good cake. Thank you. You were always nice to me. You were always nice to me."
Look, this is weird. It's very weird.
A little
but,
weird, yes. Extremely weird.
I think the logic behind getting you to talk to each other, just briefly so it would be less strange, was that, I mean, there are 3 casualties of Olga in this room, and I didn't want either of you to get the wrong idea and think that one of you was still on her side or something, or you were some sort of terrible minion of her or whatever.
Regent, no, I mean what she. I know, right? She's. I know you shouldn't really think of this, but I'm so glad she's dead. I was so glad when I found out she was dead.
Sometimes when I need to calm down, I think of watching her burn on the fire that we burnt her body on.
You never actually mentioned that to me.
What?
But that I knew she was dead. You never actually told me that you burned her. That's really satisfying.
I'm sorry. I would have done if I'd thought of it. Yes, we burned her and we watched it, and it was amazing. I've never felt less remorse for killing somebody, to be honest. It was incredible.
I'm sorry. You didn't do it. No, I mean, I looked through her notes. I couldn't find anything about how to cure it, but I'll keep looking. Thank you. It's okay. We'll find it. If you find anything, please tell me. But I have a solution for now. Okay. Okay.
Are you okay?
No. Yeah, but it's not your fault, Clara. Just bad time in my life. Relationship went wrong. Took on a curse for a piece of shit who I thought loved me.
Asshole.
Yeah. Rough times. Yeah, rough times. Have you got any more shandy? Yes. I'll fetch you a couple of bottles. That'd be lovely. The cake's nice. You said that. Thank you. Belle goes to get shandy. I think that went well.
I think that went as well as it could have done, to be honest. Yeah, I'm glad that we did that, because I think it will be fine now.
I was worried she was going to, I don't know, try and slit my throat in my sleep or something, so I'm really glad.
Why didn't you say something earlier if you were worried about that? You weirdo.
I have ways of knowing if someone tries to do that, and also it's not I did think she really would. I was just...
Just take it by the shoulders. You alright?
No.
Is this a time when you'd like a hug, or...?
Yes, please.
Okay, come here.
She gives you a hug.
Olga's a twat. Fucking hell. Was a twat. She's dead. She's so dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
We watched her burn. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Clara! Marjorie got cursed. I need you to fix her. Oh, are we hugging? Can I hug?
Yes, come in.
Please come and hug.
We were just talking about the day that Olga was on fire. Wasn't it good?
Oh, that was the best day. My pug's cursed. I'm just going to hold on.
Okay.
Wait, she's got like little legs hanging down.
You come back. Belle returns with three like tankards. Like, Scamp, do you want some shandy?
No, thank you. Marjorie's cursed.
Marjorie doesn't drink shandy, so I guess this one's for you. Hands you a shandy. Celestia hands Clara a shandy and has one herself.
Show a little bit of rum in it.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Clara peers. Okay, what seems to be the issue?
Something to do with silver and no reflection now.
Or shadow. No shadow either.
Peers. Oh. Well, she seems fine in the sunlight. Marjorie doesn't eat, does she?
No.
She'll be fine. Keep her away from silver.
Okay.
I don't know if this will persist when she stops being a pug.
Well, we are going to do that soon, because I promised. I need to get more incense.
She's so grumpy. Oh, you're so cute.
You could
so grumpy.
So grumpy. I love her little ears. I think they're lovely.
Have you seen her tail? It's got a curl in it.
It's ridiculous. She's so fat. Look at her. Look at how fat she is.
She's the fattest, grumpiest, most miserable pug.
She's ridiculous.
Glare of, I could fly. I could fly, and you took this from me. Now I can barely walk. You monster! Her tiny, puggy, glassy eyes say.
Oh, she looks so angry.
Oh, Marjorie. I will go shopping for some... I've got no money.
I could just give you money for incense, you weirdo. How much do you need?
It's 10 gold to make a Marjorie.
There you go. I'll give him 10 gold. I don't even know how much gold I've got, but I'm drunk. There we go. I've definitely got enough to give you 10 gold.
Yeah.
I can get you some. I actually have a bit of a spare incense.
Ooh.
I could get you some. Just give me a
That
minute.
would be really good.
Clara goes and returns with just enough incense for 2 more Marjories. So 20 gold's worth of incense.
You're amazing.
It's densely packaged as well. Like you're gonna need to. It's like a brick of incense. You're gonna need to break it before you can burn it.
Shall I fix Marjorie?
And also here's a disc of tea.
Ooh.
It's just tea, but it's nice.
I always like it in discs. Looks good. Well, that
Very
does make you want
satisfying.
to fling it into the sea, because it looks like it'd spin well.
I haven't tried that. I'm probably not going to for a while.
Yeah.
That is fair.
You should probably drink the tea instead, honestly.
Marjorie, do you
Right.
want fixing now, or do you want to wait till there's less people tromping about?
Marjorie gives you a grumpy, resigned look. She seems willing to wait.
Okay, well that's...
There's a look of indignity, a look in her eyes of effrontery as if I've suffered this indignity this long. What's another
Yeah.
few hours?
We'll sort it, promise.
So much sass for a pug.
They're sassy animals, I think. It seems to come naturally.
I think she looks sassy.
While this is happening, a couple of people talk to Corzin. Alton, before leaving, says that I'll fill you in on the details later. Sorry, wrong person. We'll fill you in on the details later, so on. But basically, there is we could use some people to do a little bit of a meet and an escort back in the very early morning tomorrow. We've got a line. Turns out that those Bell founders have been working, and they've got a shipment of guns coming up from Thunder's Watch. They've been taking them over land. They're going to make the last leg of the journey by barge down the West River. But they're going.
Oh, so they're gonna be rather perturbed when they see, and he just gestures to.
Yeah, there's
it
that.
all.
There's that. That's actually part of the reason we're taking that route, because a bit of extra camouflage. We need someone. Frankly, we'd send a big group of troops, except that would attract attention, and we kind of want to avoid that. So
Understood.
be probably either you or the Sunset Girls, and I understand they're tending to their wounded a bit at the moment.
Yeah,
Just
I understand
to
that.
escort them back, kind of meet them at the point, and bring them back in. That should hopefully give us enough guns to equip another company.
Excellent. How many people are we expecting?
Probably, as far as I know, there's the person overseeing the transfer is one of the Bell founders, so they'll be coming along with them. And I think they brought a small group of about 20, just as a small guard. So they'll be with them. So enough that they can load everything onto the barge and get it down the river.
All right. Well, that seems doable. Where would we be meeting them?
There'll be the rendezvous is about 6 miles upriver, because that's far enough that it's outside the Redcoat patrols. Then you'll so it'll be about an hour and a half walk, and then it'll take. Well, those barges move pretty slowly, so it's then a 3-hour journey on the barge until you get down back to the city itself.
All right.
But it'll all be in the dead of night. So the hope is one to avoid a bit of attention, and frankly, even gestures over to Celestia with that.
It's probably like fiddling on the guitar or something.
Middle of the night
Being
should still be
flashy.
fine, as long as she doesn't actually glow with bright colours in the dark now.
I can
There's a
make no
timed
promises
rainbow
on
flash.
But that's worked out. If you want, if you're up for it, make me aware in the early morning, and we'll give you the full briefing.
I'll have a word with the others, but yeah.
In the meantime,
I think we could do that.
Torfast, come and have a proper drink with Corzin. I'm going to catch up with some of the old crew. Torfast comes over. Well, I'm mighty respectful of your hospitality, Captain. What, Commodore Horhace?
I'm still getting used to that.
Second ship.
Yeah, it's a
Mighty strange one at that.
It wasn't so long ago that I got this one, and I thought there's nowhere further to go from here, but here we are.
I remember when I was a young man in the business. Torfast is probably late 40s, early 50s, you would guess. I was back when Lightning wasn't actually my first ship.
You never forget your first, do you?
No. Well, I crewed aboard the Hammer, and then I managed after the mutiny. I ended up on the Bounty for a while until, well, less said about that the better. But I was captain for a couple of years. Then back to regular work till I got hold of decided with the Lightning I'd get a proper letter of marque and all that. Do it legal this time. So privateering.
It's a steady job if you can avoid the bullets.
That's to be said of it. I don't always appreciate having to pay the heft to the governments, but well, technically, I don't think Queen Beatrix is going to honor my letter of marque, having joined a rebellion and all of that.
No, I think possibly this might have been an apt time to go freelance.
Well, of course, I'm sure once all this is resolved, if we get the independence we're looking for, the new government will grant me a license retrospectively, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. Also, there's opportunity in a place like this.
Exactly. Why, I could become First Sea Lord, or whatever the equivalent we use is. Grand Admiral.
That could be
who knows? Between you and me, better a job for that. They're talking about trying to figure out who they want the local colonel to be. And,
well, I think anything that keeps Alton out of that job is going to be something that he'll thank you for.
Yeah, everyone's already voted on it. Never seen a man so eager to avoid promotion.
I think he's terribly aware of what promotion can mean.
Unfortunately, he's also, would you believe it, real knack at land battles.
So I've heard. So I've seen.
I've heard the same. I was obviously out during the naval skirmish last night, but that one day could rise as high as general. In the not too distant future, depending on our fortunes.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. I was planning on offering him this new ship, though.
Depends what he'd be more afraid of. Honestly, if I can intercede, we could really use it. He's good at drilling troops. And not a bad strategist either.
Well, we've got to let the man make his own decisions, I guess.
That he will.
Wherever he ends up, I know he'll do good.
I'm sure he will. Oh, so, I understand from some of what Alton was saying then, you've you got this fine ship all the way back in Seoul, sailed her across, took your first prize, free a bunch of slaves, no less.
Yeah, and there was this funny business with a ghost ship, but that's a story for when we're a little bit further into our cups.
Oh, I've heard.
Is Corzin drinking out of his new tankard?
Yes.
There, you have had a few looks and a few actually, more often than not, people pointing in like, yeah. But you have noticed Tofas glance down a couple of times and not really mention it.
I'm just a very big fan, to be honest.
Yeah, between you and me, I'm a couple of sheets to the wind already. It's been nice. It's nice to let go, you know? Let loose.
Clink.
Clink.
I have an out of character question about Mr. Scorch.
Yes.
Was he the one who tried to be Pirate King?
That's what I was wondering.
I believe you have heard that he did take a shot at Brandy's.
Has he seen the Pirate King written on the mug?
Oh no, he's got the bollocks. It's the bollocks side up first.
Yeah. But I wondered if he'd clocked it, because I want to know the reaction.
But at a moment when you go and refill your tank, when you go refill to your tankard, though, he does clock. Yeah. Ha! That's a mighty ambitious list of titles you got there. Especially the bottom one. Especially the middle one. Nods to the Kraken Killer. Third one's not a bad boast either.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have ambitions, but on that note, actually, I've been meaning to ask you. There's rumours abound that of all the people who have tried, you've got the closest to uncovering Brandy's treasure.
Second closest, but I'm one of the ones who's come out alive.
Right. Well,
I was a young man then, and hell, refill my cup. Let's take a seat. I might as well tell you the tale.
go on. Yep.
Now, this was back when I was captain of the bounty. And, we'd made our way as all good scallywags wanted by the law do to Porto Omiserio. Understand you've been there, you know the law, how it is.
Yes.
Uncommon safe place for people like us.
Yeah.
Well, I'd heard the tales. Of course, I would have been, little more than a babe when Brandy had his rebellion. But I heard the tales. I thought myself a pretty fine buck, and I thought, I'll do something that no one else has done. I won't go in alone. Not that anyone goes in alone, but I'll bring the bravest and drunkest members of my crew. On account of we were all, what's the word Alton likes to use, plastered. So, we went up to that throne of skulls, and, it takes a few folk pulling on it, but you can't actually slide it back. There's a little passageway goes down behind it. Now, I heard tale. Brandy actually built that mansion right on the side of an old Yonti temple back in the day. And those, the old priests had a few defenses and safeguards.
Makes sense.
So we figured we'd come down, bring some big old hammers, smash through whatever they had, you know? Often a good way to get through a trap. Snakes.
That seems fitting, but how'd they keep them alive for that long?
Oh, they didn't. So, we came in. Not a bad little chamber. Simple enough. Nice little square, little circular room. Got some little pools round the outside. Door on the other side leading further in. You come down a little bit into a tunnel by this point. Well, we all got in. Now the moment we were inside, when doors slammed shut. There weren't doors to start with. They were up in the ceiling. Sealed us in.
there's this big jewel in the ceiling. Sorry, no big jewel. There's this big snake in the ceiling, like a stone one with 2 jewel eyes.
Oh.
And it was making all these little patterns of light down below it. And at the center on this plinth was a beautiful statue, carved out of jewels and gold. Of a snake, of course. And, well, it all went to shit the moment the doors closed. See,
It often does.
some of my crew, they started like looking up at the shiny lights, and they couldn't stop looking, even while we were trying to pull them out of the way. And then, snakes came out of the walls. Ghost snakes!
Oh.
I shit you not. They were all translucent and stuff. They started biting people. They started throwing people around, and then that snake in the ceiling stopped doing lights, just started doing fire. Just fire out of its eyes, burning people. I got caught by one of the big pythons. It knocked me into the pools. They ain't full of water. He points to the burned part of his face. They're full of acid.
Oh.
Anyway, we managed to. I just about managed to lever the door we came in back open. 3 of us got out alive. As far as I know, the rest of them are still there, eaten by ghost snakes or burned in acid, or set fire from the thing at the ceiling.
I've seen strange enough things that actually does sound just oddly plausible.
I don't know, Brandy must have had a way to get through it, unless he was just such a stone-cold, steel-heart son of a bitch that he could just stride through it all, but, you know.
Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like he was the sort of person that would take it to be a test, to test somebody's worthiness to get whatever was beyond.
That, or just a sadistic son of a bitch. Probably both.
The two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Yeah, the skull throne kind of clued me in on that one. Well, that was the end of my dreams to be Pirate King, but all heard the legend at the bottom of whatever's down there. Brandy's hoard. Everything he stowed away over the years, and that crown as well. And apparently some other treasure. Something, well, only his first mate would have known about.
This is useful to know.
I never got beyond that, but legend has it there's 3 chambers. 3 tests, if you will, or trials. And only one person's gotten as far as the second one and lived to tell the tale. You ever heard of Gumdrop Tackleberry?
Yes, actually, I had the pleasure of making his acquaintance when I was last in Porto Homicidio.
Ooh, let's ask him for paragraphs of information the next time we see him. Excellent.
You might not.
Legend has it, though, he's he had a long and storied career of redistributing wealth, shall we say?
He did at that. Now the thing is, he served on a ship a couple of times, but to hear the old timers tell it, Gumdrop wasn't a pirate, not strictly speaking. He was a master thief back in his day, burglar.
Yeah.
Heard he robbed
heard.
everywhere from Caranon to Hong Wow. Was wanted in most of the world. That's why I settled down in Porto Homicidio. One place he wasn't.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rich is the Drow Empress, they say, back in the day. Of course, he spent it all.
Yeah, on sweets, apparently.
Not just sweets. He spent it, he drank it, he fucked it. 7 years, I heard. He lived like a king. And just all ran dry. Oh, he went to and fro, did a few more scores, but eventually, well, the arthritis and the teeth. Can't steal the same way when your joints don't move that well.
Nah, there's tales
Still.
of him. Him and some fella called Norbert or something back in the day.
Yeah, I think I heard a few of those tales myself.
Yeah. Anyway, Gumdrop's the only one who knows for sure what's in the second chamber. And you'd have
Only I'd known at the time.
you'd have to ask. You'd have to track down the first mate as well if you wanted. What was Brandy's first mate? Jing Shi or something? Shi Yang?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
Although last I heard, she retired in considerable comfort. But
If you ever want to know what's in that third chamber, you're gonna have to track her down.
well, if she's still alive, that's definitely something that's that I'll be putting some time into.
Anyway, all I'll say is, if you wanna take the title of Pirate King, wear Brandy's crown, you're gonna need to be tougher than I was, and smarter, and don't go in drunk.
Still, I think that well, and Corzin turns the mug around and points to the things like.
Gotta say, yeah.
This is a fine example that even 1 out of 3 isn't bad.
And you're gonna need brass balls for all 3. Here's to you, Commodore. Clink.
Clink.
And we'll pick up amidst the party after these, no doubt, important messages.
Support the Affordable Cleric Act now. All healing is available at the point of service. There are no penalties for pre-existing curses. You can like, rate, share, and check out Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon whenever you want. And your party leader must supply equal coverage to all members regardless of alignment. Support the Affordable Cleric Act. The Heroes of the Hound wouldn't be here without it.
And welcome back. So, it is, by this point, probably like 6 in the evening, 7 in the evening. It's like the sun is setting. There's a jovial atmosphere aboard the Kraken's Bane, and various people are drinking. There's a bit of a dancing going on. It's generally a positive atmosphere, and amidst that, in fact, one moment, here we go. Corzin, you actually get to you see there are actually new members of the crew. V has been doing a bit of recruiting in the time since you lost the members who joined the militia under Alton. And there are a handful of new faces around about, so you do see those here and there. Your eye is drawn to 3 figures that you don't actually recognise in particular. Like, as I say, there's mostly humans and halflings that make up the dozen or so new crew members. There are 3 halflings who are sharing drinks in the corner, who stand out to you, not least because of the smell. One of them appears to be an elderly halfling, weathered olive skin. He has grey hair, calloused hands, and you notice opaque black glasses. He seems to be helping himself to that second rum ration quite cheerfully. He's in conversation with a couple of other halflings who look a little younger and much younger, respectively. There's a middle-aged halfling, male as well, with kind of sunburnt-looking skin, probably quite pale underneath, wearing glasses, or these are red-tinted. And you can see he also has blonde hair and is the source of this distinctive smell because while he's drinking a bit of beer, he's also taking gherkins out of a jar of vinegar and just snacking on pickled gherkin.
Okay.
It's got quite a strong sort of vinegary smell. And finally, you see a halfling woman, young for a halfling, like, probably an adult, although maybe only just on the cusp of, with short raven hair, blue eyes, and a broken nose. And you can see that she's holding a beer in a hand with quite scarred-looking knuckles. I'll say that all three of you are in the room, and if you wish, you notice Corzin looking over at these three.
Is there like a family resemblance between these three, or?
There isn't, as far as you can tell. Okay. No, they all seem to be unrelated, but they do. The oldest halfling definitely screams sailor to you.
Right. Yeah.
The younger one feels like probably dock worker. The middle-aged one, a little bit less obvious how much maritime experience they have just looking at them. They look like they've probably done a bit of manual work in their life, but they're not like, they would certainly look out of place in a whaling ship.
Okay. Cool. I will go up to the three of them in turn and shake their hands, introduce myself.
As you come over, you hear the halfling woman, the youngest one, go, "Who's that? How do you reckon that is the big hat?" Sorry, there's the beat. "How do you reckon that is the big hat then?" And the older one goes, "I had to wither a guess. I'd say it was probably the captain." And the figure, the oldest figure, kind of turns his head in your general direction and pops off a somewhat slightly relaxed salute. The middle one gives a middle-aged one gives a more solid salute, looking maybe a little nervy, and the young woman kind of like tilts her chin up at you, like it could be a salute.
I fix the middle one. Say, "This one's a perceptive lad."
Sorry, say that again.
I said, "This one's a perceptive lad."
The one in the older one grins at that. "I'd say that. They don't call me nose for nothing. It smells like you've got." Does actually have quite a pronounced nose, does the older halfling? Like, smells like someone just got a new cup. Am I right?
It's not just for show, then.
No. He does stick out a hand again in your more or less at you, and introduce himself. "Pete Hipplebury. Call me the Nose."
Corzin Horhace is at your service.
He waits for you to take his hand before shaking it.
I do.
The middle-aged one kind of coughs a little. "Hello, Herbert Wheelhouse, Captain Horhace. Pleasure to actually meet you.
Good to have you aboard."
We've mostly spoken to the bosun up to this point. The young woman nods. "Siobhan."
Pleased to meet you. How did the three of you come to find yourselves here?
Actually, it's pretty much the first time the three of us are actually really taking a good opportunity to speak. We only got hired on a couple of days ago.
All right.
Vig's had me mostly deck swabbing up to this point. I heard this was a good place you want to get to fight, though. You're pirates, right?
We have turned our hand to that, yes.
Celestia in the background. Actual pirates now.
I mean, you're
off screen somewhere.
your shantyman's been singing about it for the last 3 minutes, so.
Yeah, it's their own original composition.
Hello, I'm Scamp. You're doing introductions. Hello.
Yes, this is our ship's mage.
There's a nod there's a nod from the from the old halfling with the dark glasses. All right, pleasure to meet you.
We're actual pirates now. Is there a party over here? Why are you both over here and I'm not? What's going on?
Oh,
New people.
hello there.
Oh, hello.
Hello, I'm Herb. Herbert. Good to meet the pair of you as well. We're just finally getting to know Captain Horhace. I'm here as Mistress Salt's new assistant.
Oh, lovely. Celestia Stardust. Nice to meet you. I do drunken handshakes with all of them.
Our shanty man.
There's a shake from both of them. Pete sticks his hand out, and Herbert just does a gesture as if you're going to need to. So it shakes. And Siobhan spits in her hand before grabbing yours.
Lovely.
Pleasure.
Definitely.
Wheelhouse.
Still wiping a hand on her trousers.
You're not any relation of Alice Wheelhouse, are you?
It's a big family, so I don't think maybe
I
the
served
great
on
aunt
Alice
Alice.
Wheelhouse on my previous ship.
Oh, really? Oh. That's
Yes.
quite interesting. No.
She was my apprentice, but sadly went down with the ship.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to hear that. No.
Yeah, nasty business, that one.
Yeah.
No. The great aunt Alice was much older, so I doubt it would have been the same person. No. I've been a cartographer's assistant up to this point, but I know my way up to around maps, and I was looking for a bit of I was looking to fill in some
Navigational
space.
experience.
Yes, direct
Kind of fun.
in the field, as
Excellent.
it were. He gives a blink behind his red glasses.
Glasses are very fancy, by the way.
Thank you.
Where'd you get those?
I had them specially made. I've got sensitive eyes.
That makes it. Me too. I point at the
right.
sunglasses, which I'm probably wearing because it's daylight.
Yes, it's coming into evening, so you'll soon be able to like the sun is about setting, so you'll soon be able to doff them. But you're probably still wearing them at this point.
A similar thing. Bugger to find, aren't they?
Oh, really? Yes. There is actually a good optometrist in town who does spectacles and does coloured glass as well.
I'm gonna have a look sometime.
Yeah. I want green ones.
I'm
They'd
sure,
look good on you.
I'm sure I could point them out to you. Sorry, what did you say your name was again?
I'm Scamp. Hi.
Scamp. And you're the ship's mage, yes?
Yes.
Right. It's an absolute pleasure. Very young.
I'm
You're
a prodigy.
Fantastic.
Snap.
What's wrong with being young? Well, that's just the education. Oh, sure, because you're very lettered. You think you're better than us. I didn't say that.
Oh.
We have equal opportunities here on the Kraken's Bane.
That's
gonna-
good to hear. I've gone through, certainly served on enough ships where they've claimed to have equal opportunities, and certainly not divvied that up when it came to pay time.
Oh, trust me, I don't want a mutiny on my hands.
That's a good lesson to learn at your age. You sound like you're what? Mid 50s, early 60s now? I didn't hear what
Oh,
your
you're
birthday
flattering
is.
me.
He's 85. He's terrible.
100.
We fear he'll go any day now.
8,500.
Look at him, he's all withered.
Just 20 years till you catch up with me then, lad.
Well, as I'm sure my mum would say, old enough to know better, young enough not to care.
Quite the way, quite the way.
I would like to pop off a detect thoughts and just 20 seconds on each.
On each one.
Yeah, not digging unless anything scary comes up.
Just, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm this paranoid.
Yeah, you're
We've
this
nearly been
paranoid.
assassinated like 3 times lately, kids.
Yeah.
These, okay, so you go in turn.
I'll start with the nose.
You start with Pete to the nose Hipplebreak.
Which one of them is wearing the glasses? I've got my
so two of them wearing
mixed up.
glasses.
So Siobhan's got the short black
Siobhan
hair.
has short black hair. Herbert has red glasses. And Pete has opaque black glasses.
Red glasses and black glasses.
You hear him...
And like not... Yeah. So makes sense.
You hear him thinking... Well, let's hope he keeps to his word, or things will end up like they did on the Bounty again. Mutinies are a rough business. Better make sure I keep my pay stashed somewhere safe. They always try and rob a blind man, but they're always a bit foolish as well. He mostly seems to be... the general aura of his thoughts is cautious optimism, but this isn't all
wary of new people sucking.
Yeah, wary of new people sucking. Then who do you do for the next 20 seconds?
Herbert.
Okay. Herbert, you hear. Interesting. The tiefling has grown a lot. They're very different to what I remember. Still, this will serve for now.
I'm gonna message to Scamp, still in his head. I'm gonna message to them. Tell Herbert he looks familiar. Pretend you've seen him before.
Okay. Herbert.
Yes?
Have we met? Like, I'm terrible with faces. I'm sorry if I'm being stupid here, but you look familiar.
I need to just check something. By the way, Celestia, roll an insight check as well.
Ooh, that's pretty good for me. That is... oh god, where's my insight skill? I've forgotten all the numbers. 18.
18. You don't notice a hint of a flinch on Herbert, on Herbert's face, but you hear as he says out loud, I must have just one of those faces. Don't think we've ever met. I don't believe we've met before. And you hear him think, no, that can't be right. I don't look anything like they've seen me before. Could be magic. I wonder. And you just hear like a sort of bit of white noise of not really protected thoughts, just thoughts descending below the surface of mulling, general mulling.
How hostile towards Scamp is he? Like,
with that insight check on his thoughts, not hostile towards any of you. At all. Like, you detect no hostility from this mind.
Okay.
You also notice, though... No, with the 18, that's all you notice. You need over 20 to notice anything else.
I'm gonna... I've been reading Robin Hobb, so I keep wanting to say I'll skill to you, but that's not the word. It's message in D&D, for fuck's sake. I've been reading Robin Hobb like all day today. So, yeah, I'm gonna message through the stones, assuming that I still have like a little bit of this spell left. Herbert knows Scamp. Says they look older.
Corzin, as this is happening, this is important, you see Herbert put his hands behind his back and just... actually, no, he doesn't need to do it with his hands. You just notice something about the eyes behind the red glasses just glints slightly. It's hard to make out. It just seems to glint weirdly in the light for a moment. And on its own, you wouldn't think anything of that, really. It's just like a weird optical thing. You, Celestia, hear, let's see what this looks like with mage sight. They're sending messages. Interesting.
I give him a grin.
Herbert looks at you, just gives you a polite smile, and you hear, "Hello. You reading my thoughts?"
I nod. I message to him. Come for a chat.
He thinks back. As you will.
I message to the other two. Well, we're taking Herbert away to talk to him for a few minutes.
Well, that lasted 20 seconds.
I'm
before
so sorry. I'm so.
the
This character is so paranoid.
No, it's alright.
I was expecting there to be something with one of them. Otherwise, why are we all having this conversation?
Yeah.
So, Wheelhouse, did you mention that you've had previous navigational experience?
Yes. As I said, I've done a bit of work with one of the cartographers in the city. In fact, actually, now that the sun's going down, it'd be a fantastic time for me to point out. Well, actually, it's the ball looks particularly good from this latitude. If I understand you're from Jova originally, perhaps we should go up
on the aft castle.
Yes, onto the aft castle. Works.
Okay,
If the two of you will excuse me.
Alright.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
I'll get drunk.
There's some amazing whiskey in the captain's cabin. Come on.
Thank you.
Yes, please do help yourselves to refreshments. I gesture to the refreshments that are on hand.
I certainly shall.
Where am I going? Everyone's leaving.
Come with
What
me.
am I doing?
Come on.
Okay.
With us.
The three of you.
I just messaged to Corzin. I'll let you know what happens.
The three of you
Corzin nods.
walk with Herbert up onto the aft castle, a little bit away from the party. There's a couple of people casually leaning on the railings, having drinks and so on. But you're far enough away to have a private
I'm sorry to
conversation.
have busted you this early.
No,
but
no, it's fine.
Vasilisa literally has a plant on her ship, and we've been nearly assassinated loads of times.
Yeah.
There's just no way I was going to do anything
No,
else.
no, it's fine. This character does not know you have the power to read thoughts and would not have proofed against it.
I do legitimately pour him some whiskey. So this doesn't have to be nasty.
Takes
But
the whiskey.
Please
examines it.
explain. I drink some of the. I pour myself some and drink some, just so that.
Puts the whiskey on the railing. Thank you for the offer, but it's hardly necessary. Takes off his glasses. You can see there are two sort of pale grey eyes behind it. And they flare just a little bit with red light. And something about them, Corzin, you realise both of his eyes are glass.
Oh.
Corzin, I think, is up the. Are you in with us? Are you in the office with us? Or?
You've all gone into the
Okay,
office.
we've all gone into the
into the... Yes, you've all gone into Corzin's stateroom, I'll say, for this then.
Oh, okay.
Or was it the aft castle? Is what
I
you said?
thought
I did say
in
the
my
aft
head,
castle.
Corzin was taking Map Man of
Yes.
the aft castle, and this man was coming elsewhere. I'm confused.
This
we got
is
the wrong
Map
end of the
Man.
stick. This is Map Man. Okay, yes, we've all
Same
gone
person.
there.
This is
Excellent.
Map Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've all gone up to the aft castle.
I forgot that it was him
Sorry,
that
I was
did maps.
confused.
That's my bad.
No,
Yeah,
that's
we're
fine.
all going
Yeah.
together.
Two characters with
Excellent.
glasses.
Lovely, yeah. That's what it was. It's two characters with glasses.
Yeah. So there's he takes off his glasses. You see a little reddish glint behind the grey for a moment. He goes, unfortunately, I don't. As pleasant as the rum would be, I don't think it would do much for me.
Furling?
We meet again.
Hello.
Huh.
Oh.
Closes the glasses and puts them in a pocket for a moment.
How are you? Huh. What? I'm confused. It's been.
You're a lot more together than the last time we met.
Forgive the deception. It is... but I have reason to suspect that our goals may not entirely align.
Huh.
I think I know what your goal is. You want to kill Vasilisa.
Is that wrong of me?
No.
Well, I don't know. Would it help?
I don't know if it would help.
but it would be just.
But is that important in the grand scheme of things? Like, if someone being alive could be more useful for good in general,
We could really do with her.
like, if the only reason to get rid of her is revenge, that just seems a bit of a waste.
Does.
Revenge has kept me going for 15 years.
Maybe it's time to find something else. You can't live on
15
revenge, darling.
years.
I
Hey,
don't
that's how old
live
I am.
at
That feels like a
all.
not coincidence.
As you see the grey glass eyes have red rings glowing in them.
Oh.
What do you want?
So what was the Go on.
I think it's the same question. What did you want here?
You-
What was the intention
less.
here?
The red rings.
Was that your
faded.
question, Corzin?
Well, I was going to phrase it like, so what was the plan? Wait until we're close amidships, float over there and drop a fireball or something.
Essentially,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I wanted to get close enough to strike. And then I'm at quits with the world.
What will you do then? What's the plan after? Holiday?
Pretty much, yes. Find something to do with my life.
Why not do that
Afterlife.
first? That feels like maybe the more important goal.
She has a kid, you know. She might not be a great person, but there's a kid that needs a mum.
And when does my revenge become convenient? How old must the child be? Do I wait until they've achieved their majority? Must I wait until they die of old age?
No, because you know what happens here. You go, you kill Vasilisa. You ruin this kid's life. She swears that she'll kill you. She spends her whole life looking for you.
She butchered my entire family.
That's fair. I can't tell you what to do here. I can only ask, because we could really do with her alive. I don't have a right to ask. At all. But we need her to fight the Kraken, and we need her for other things. We need her for the revolution.
The Kraken.
Yeah, we're gonna kill it. Did you not notice the ship name?
Yes, I
Yeah,
am
you were at
familiar with
Monraven.
both.
Come on, you can understand why we have to do that.
Yes,
And
I was at Monraven. I lived
being
through
as
it.
you were there, then you're one of the few people who actually know that revenge it eats at you if you let it. And while I absolutely understand why this has to be done, there is, however, other things at play here. There are more lives at stake than just yours and hers.
Many have tried what you claim. All have failed. What makes you so different, Corzin Horhace?
Because everyone who tried before did it as a means of, I don't know, putting themselves out of their misery. They knew it was a hopeless cause, or they thought it was. I've taken my time with this. I have gone into this with the intention of coming out of the other side. I have to ask, are you intending to go into this this revenge mission with the intention of coming out the other side? Or does it not matter?
I don't know.
Well, look, and he does put a hand on his shoulder.
The shoulder is cold.
Yeah, I figured it would be, but he does. Look. You had everything taken away from you, and I know what that's like.
Twice.
And once is bad enough for anybody.
But I think the difference here, for a moment there, I was going, "Are we massive hypocrites? Because we're trying to kill the Kraken. Is that just a big old revenge in the same thing?" But it's not, is it? Because the difference here is, Corzin's not really fueled by revenge anymore. It's about protecting people down the line, not avenging those who have already gone. Because the dead don't care. They've gone.
To differ.
Okay, you're a little bit of an exception in that you're still around. But the dead that have moved on, you can't make things better for them. What we're doing is not for Corzin's family or the people that Corzin lost. It's for his family now, the ones who are around here, not his dead brother, but his child's future. That's what we're fighting.
And it's for all the people who won't go through that if we succeed. And for all the people who are doomed to go through it if we fail.
If you want to chase down your revenge, do it to help someone that's living, not to bring yourself some peace.
That's
for
the
past,
sticking point for me.
Can you say that her death would not improve the world? That others would not be helped by it?
I can see a lot of harm it would bring.
Yeah.
How many people
'Cause
like me and mine?
all of them?
Are there still to come?
If she dies and her help would have been pivotal for stopping the Kraken, then everyone dies. You kill her, everyone dies. The
You
world's
can't
ending.
know the future. Do not mock me.
I'm not
We're not.
mocking you.
We're
that's-
really not.
Nothing could be further from the truth. If we can prove this to you, will you at least give us the benefit of the doubt here?
Okay, here it is. I fiddle around in my shirt and I get out Storm's Eye. You seen one of these before?
No. Wait. Yes, she had one.
Yes, she would. I put it back in. It's called an Eye of the Storm. We think it's connected to the Kraken somehow. We don't know exactly how, because everything's completely insane. But the point is, it lets you see the future and the past. And I've seen a future, actually, where you basically stowed away on her ship, looking not exactly like this, but taking a form like this, and you flew out of your body and you killed her, and because of that, her kid drowned. And the battle that she was currently part of was a lot fucking harder, and it didn't look like that. It didn't look like there was a victory in that battle in either sense. So, in that future that I saw, you fucked a lot up by killing her, and I would really like that to not happen. I'm not fucking with you. If you can look in my head, go for it. Really.
Likewise.
His eyes glow again with the red wheel. And
I
then
instinctively
burn
tense, but I try and not hide anything from him.
brightly. His brow seems to furrow. Actually, his brow doesn't furrow at all, but you sense a furrowing. Almost. The mind is shielded
Oh, shit.
Ow.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I take the ring off. Actually, can I dismiss that
You can
power?
dismiss the effect.
Yeah, I fiddle with the ring for
Twice shielded.
Oh, is this
One
some
moment.
sort of divination thing?
Maybe. Give me a second. I close my
Mind reading
eyes
is definitely divination.
and I dismiss the
You're
other
still
thing.
within the Kraken's Bane, so that's a good point. You're still within the Kraken's. Divinations work within from
If you're in a sanctum, we decided you could do things within
Yeah.
it.
within the sanctum. It just
Yeah.
can't pierce the barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the rule.
So, like, if I was standing off the ship, I couldn't read his mind. but if we're in the
which is
room
why you
together-
could read mind in the first place.
Yeah.
Cool. So as that happens, you feel presence in your mind. I have your permission to go deeper.
Yep, go for it.
You feel a white heat. It doesn't seem like he's trying to hurt you. This is just what his mind feels like when it connects to yours.
What the fuck is your head?
And for a moment, the world collapses around you. It seems to fade out, and you are back in the water, struggling, watching the same scene as before, watching Thurling's puppeted body rise up and blast Vasilisa apart in the midst of the ship battle, watching Victory drown. It's the memory just floods back with complete recall, and this is actually the first time you realise this is what everyone goes through when you read through their mind.
Oh no. We are the worst.
He stays there for the duration, for the short. Things move faster in memory time, but for the duration, and you can just feel your skull blaze, and then he pulls back.
Ooh.
The two wheels of fire in the grey irises fade.
Just kind of like, two fingers on the top of, like, on your brow bone, like you've got a headache, like leaning on the table.
Apologies. I understand that a deep search is unpleasant.
Yeah, it's a bit of a revelation, actually. Ugh. I look like you found what you wanted. I hope you can tell I'm not lying from that. Are you done?
Yes.
I put the defences back up.
He's quiet for a moment, weighing. This is a troubling fate you find yourself with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
one way of putting it.
We've had a bit of a time since we met, I'll be honest. It's been a time.
It seems you have each grown and suffered by the look of it.
I've grown like a whole foot, and that happened.
As have
oh,
you, by the looks of things.
you mean metaphors, right?
Also, maybe I am a hypocrite. Because, there's someone I'd like revenge on. They killed somebody close. Well, they fucked up somebody's life who was very, very close to me. And it was my sister. I'd like her dead. I want revenge. I want all of that. I want to laugh while she dies. I understand, and
I'd
I
be
know.
happy to help you.
My point is, I know what we're asking, and I know it's selfish to even ask you to sway from that path. Because we've all had loss. I think Corzin can imagine your particular loss the most acutely. I've had something like
Yeah.
it, but not close to that.
I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
Because, actually, when I came to Slavetsky's Isle and we met, It was something of a turning point for me in a lot of ways. And so the question I want to ask you is, what happened to you? It sort of stuck you in a particular time in a particular place for a very, very long time, and now you have the freedom to change and develop. We've done a lot of growing, like you say. So how have you grown? Now that you have the opportunity to choose what you want to do, what have you chosen to do?
This time the body does frown. In truth, at first I was consumed with the search.
I know that feeling.
Mm.
It is an urge that has never left me. It burns still, white hot. But time can be cruel.
Yes.
And hope can be lost. I fled, hunting for clues, ways to find her. First as mice, as the form you have seen of me. Then I returned to my abode. Strange as it was, I uncovered some of my old notes and rediscovered some of the magic that had faded from my mind. At first I walked in illusion, wrapping light and sound around my form. Then it became necessary to use vessels such as these.
I've got to ask, did this belong to someone else?
Yes, a victim of the conflict last night.
Okay. I was going to say, then they weren't using it still, were they? But that's
Not when I
answered
found
that.
them.
Yes. Recycling, really.
I may have just cause to seek revenge against the one who killed me, but I am not some wanton murderer.
The thing is, though, again, this is my experience. That white-hot revenge thing that you're talking about, you can't live on that. It's not fuel. It's not... It can't be your only thing taking you forwards.
It doesn't go.
No.
No, it doesn't. But sometimes you've got to add something to the world rather than taking it away.
And that was what happened for me at Slavitska's. I realised I had been living for too long with nothing but that, and it was hurting the people I cared about the most.
Sometimes you've got to try and do some good and balance things out that way. Sometimes you've got to do things that you know that is the opposite of that they wouldn't approve of. Sometimes you have to help people like you. Instead of focusing on them, then they're in charge. You're still living for them. They don't deserve you living for them.
Do you know, I gave up hope of ever finding her. I thought perhaps she had died in the time between, or that, like a needle in a haystack, I would never find her in the wide, wide world. I tried to shatter myself, and it did not work. There is perhaps a means of
ending this cursed existence for good, but I do not know it. And you know what happened?
What happened?
I got bored. I got so bored. So I went to the library. And bought some books. Travelled the coast. Went down back to Monraven, actually. Looking for clues. Word of her, but just travelling. There was a war, you know,
Which one?
in Seoul.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're aware.
Oh,
There's so much sarcasm in her eyes.
right.
We tend
No,
to get
I-
involved in things.
Oh, I love a revolution.
I know. I made my way there looking for signs. And I just found myself getting involved.
It's a hazard.
I saw people doing to others what had been done to me. And of course I burned them to a crisp, but I was distracted for a time by the survivors. Do you know I worked a lot on creation and fabrication when I was alive?
No.
No, it was my grounding work. It's actually what she killed me for. I
did
devised... There's a spell of fabrication that I devised. It's quite
What's
well
it
known.
do?
Sorry?
What's it do?
Oh, well, the form that... The one that I'd... not my greatest work, but the one I was best known for, takes raw component parts and assembles them into a finished product within a short period of time. It relies a lot on your own skill, but for
What
fine
kind of a
work-
product?
Oh, anything really. Nothing. It doesn't work with enchantments. Too much and a little involved, but you could assemble a chair, a desk. I was working on an experimental version for a small house at one point.
Ooh.
It's cool.
More complex objects if you have this requisite skill yourself.
What did
So
she
it-
want? I mean, okay, we don't want her dead, because she's useful, but don't think that we particularly like or trust her.
No,
Yeah,
that's...
we're a
Good.
little bit freaked out by her. to be
There's a
honest.
whole something going. That's the other thing. There's
I
a whole
found-
something going on. We need to understand that we can't at the moment. So it would
Look, a
die
person
with
who's been
her. I
around
think.
as long as you understands that there's such a thing as an alliance of convenience.
An alliance of necessity, I think is...
Oh, well, actually, I was working on creation. Not actual creation that violates certain laws, but it is possible to create, I suppose you could call them simulacra, temporary creations of things that sort of almost hollow matter, things that behave in the way as materials, as true materials do, sustained by magic. Your dog is one such thing.
Yeah.
like a familiar.
Yes, but rather simple physical objects. Perhaps you've heard of the old tale of creating lead from gold.
Yeah.
I sought to create gold from thin air, only for a time, but sometimes you just only need a thing for a short period of time.
I mean, sometimes it just happens by accident, and people keep following you and trying to rob you all day.
And then there are geese. That
And then everything explodes to geese. It happens.
is by the by.
I did hear something about that.
Don't
Yeah,
worry
we had
about
a
it,
goose-related
Earlier today.
accident, but it's
We
not
did.
important.
Right. It's I don't know about the military uses of such a thing, but frankly it was some very cutting-edge magic. It was quite powerful.
Sounds like it.
But what did she want with it? Do you know?
No, she didn't really stop to talk. She killed me and took my notes.
Yeah, no, she does that.
Yeah.
To be honest,
subtlety,
I half
not
believe
her
that she mostly wanted my defensible stronghold to use for whatever she set for the things she set me to guard.
Yeah, my friend, I think.
Did you know what you were guarding there?
A pile of stolen booty. I was told not to look in the chest, so until you got that open, not really any idea what was in it.
Oh, you could have been good company for each other. Oh well.
You hear a voice in your mind. I doubt I would. This is only Scamp hears that.
Phew.
I did, in the end, build houses.
Oh.
I was almost resigned to it. And then I heard solid, confirmed rumour.
Oh.
Gossip, really. Someone had seen her. Knew that the basilisk still sailed. So I came aboard a ship. I mean, I wasn't going to fly here. It's a long way and I'd lose my way.
It is a
quite
long
easily.
way.
And arrived not long ago. I doubted I would. I wasn't sure exactly where to look, so I charted passage to the colonies and... well... then I heard about you.
We get involved. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It seems you do.
Yes, well, people of means such as ourselves sometimes can't avoid it. And he does indicate everybody there, not just like the three of us.
You know, it's funny though. In my experience, them being dead doesn't actually help either. Different situation, but my horrible priestess aunt did a lot of quite bad stuff to me, up to and including setting me on fire. And the playing with the shirt cuffs. Yeah, my aunt playing with the shirt cuffs gets quite bad all of a sudden.
I thought I had a bad aunt.
Yeah, but the thing is, she's dead now.
So
It
is
doesn't,
mine.
and it doesn't help. Still have nightmares. Still hurts. Didn't make a difference. I'm glad that she can't hurt anyone else, in a way, but personally, it's not... I'm glad that she's dead because she can't continue running her horrible church and hurting people, but it doesn't feel better. Again, it's not exactly the same, but I don't know if that makes any sense as something to have told you, but
It's truthfully a little depressing given my goal.
it is.
Probably worth warning you now, though, because... yeah.
That was sort of the point. I mean, Vasilisa, we notably need. We need her for potentially the fate of the whole world. And killing her would be a real problem, honestly.
Plus, I mean, I don't really talk about it much, but I have a whole bunch of shit to work through myself with her. And if you just take her out the picture, on a purely selfish note, it's going to really be a problem for a long time.
What has she done to you?
I don't even know.
Right. Ah.
Yeah.
He seems to have put together the goat horns and the
I mean, there's a resemblance, isn't there? As it turns out.
Yes.
Yeah, I said a child because I didn't want you to feel weird about it. I hope that was okay.
Oh, yeah,
I turned
no,
to Scamp.
I mean...
I don't know how I didn't put that together.
I know, it really would have solved it. It helps a lot. But
To be fair,
makes...
there are usually lots of tieflings with the same type of horns, so, but this time round,
True,
no.
true. But she makes people into maps. She's a bad person. She has never been part of my life that I know, so, it's less of an issue, but I still have a lot to work through there.
People into
conversations.
maps, you say?
Plus, I've got this whole identity crisis going on where I'm not even sure I'm me, so it might be that it doesn't really matter, and it's not... Also, I might be a god. It's been a bit of a week.
Celestia, having finished her own glass of whiskey, just goes, do you
could say
mind?
that.
And just takes the legs. Just...
By all means, I can't taste anything anyway.
Oh, that's really sad. I don't know why that's the sad bit amongst everything else, because everything is awful.
I actually don't have a sense of smell either. Or I can sort of get a sense of touch through the puppetry spell, but it's mostly sound and hearing. It's mostly sight and hearing.
Huh. It's very impressive.
Thank
yes.
you.
Was this one of your own spells, or
It's
or
a lesser used. It's a lesser used necromantic spell. It is possible to seize direct control of a puppeted, well, in this case, a zombie. It's just usually not worth the effort, and the range isn't very good. So unless you're, at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fairly obscure, actually. Took me a while to look up.
It's an interesting bit of magic, honestly.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm impressed.
it's a little bit of a pain, actually. In a tight situation, if I need to do anything else that requires concentration, I sort of have to let the body puppet itself. It's not very good at that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not all that cooperative or intelligent on its own.
It's cooperative enough. It's very much a shuffle here, hit that sort of thing, you know?
Ah.
Yes.
Huh.
It's not the sort of thing they prepare you for when you turn into gestures at his head. That's a
Course
joke.
not.
No one
Yeah.
tells you anything.
Huh.
This is a bit of a pickle, isn't it? Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what,
rather.
You know what actually does help, though? Helping people? I bet where you were making people houses. So that they could live in them and have lives. We weren't really thinking about Basilissa.
no, I was thinking about Monraven. There's a lot of that afterwards. I stayed, rebuilt things. It was never quite the same, but
No, but there are probably
never
people
are.
who still have a place to live because of you. It's an amazing thing you can do. Why waste it? Why waste years running after her?
he sighs. The shoulders don't sag or anything. It just seems to be like slightly theatrical, but like the body doesn't it does like a half decent job of mimicking it. But you get the feeling that his mind, his attention isn't fully focused on the mimicry.
I mean, gods, we've just had a huge battle in the city. There are so many people who could use your help. I feel terrible at the number of houses that got damaged. There are people who could have a livelihood here if you help them.
Also, you do have a job here if you're willing to not kill people.
I mean, yeah, you're not unwelcome.
Like, genuinely, the job that you have been hired for, we need someone to do it.
I'm actually a much better wizard than I am a navigator.
Fair enough.
Well, there's never a shortage of need for wizards, especially now.
I mean, gods, we could use you in some upcoming battles if we fancy it. Seriously, we need more wizards. But,
How long have you actually been here?
Oh, not long. Coming up to a week now.
Oh, so you arrived after the initial arrival of the Osirian troops, then?
No, a couple of days before, actually. I learned about, I learned about that you were the captain of this ship while you were away somewhere.
That would make sense.
By the way, I don't know if your friend... I don't know if she actually has a plant on her ship, but it was very much my plan to stow aboard your ship and...
All right.
Kill her.
Well, that does discount one possibility.
Makes sense. I had kind of assumed you'd stowed away on hers, but maybe not.
I mean, I didn't know where it was. I would have done that.
Yeah.
Harder to trace. We are not subtle.
No, you're really not.
No, she kind of is sometimes, though, I suppose.
I mean, have you seen the rainbows on this one? It's getting out of hand.
It looks amazing, though.
Yes, you
really
do seem
does.
to have changed. Oh, well, I mean, all three of you have changed somewhat. Your horns have grown a little longer.
These eyes aren't just for show.
Oh yeah, there's also all the eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I had wondered about your choice of aesthetic, but I put it down to pirate.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Also practicality.
They are really useful.
They are
The
really...
It pays to
eyes
have this many
flare
eyes out.
again. Oh, and intensely magical, I see. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Not something you've made. Or had
No.
made. Very interesting work. Is this, I have heard about such artifacts from the old days.
Giants, as far as I know.
Ah, that would make sense. The southern giants, the Gigantes, were more inclined towards enchantment than their northern brethren, you know. When I went to university, I studied a bit on them.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we'd like to learn a bit about them.
Yeah, I'm sure this one would have a
Yeah.
conversation with you. I gesture at Scamp.
Well, I only know what I learned a long time ago, and that most of that's, old texts, but... Wait, what am I doing? I came here to murder the person who murdered me.
Yes,
We're
but
very
the thing
How
distracted.
I ended up in this conversation. What is
The
going
thing
on?
is, darling, on this ship, we tend to accidentally take in people who are lost, and I think maybe you're lost.
Damn it.
I know that sounds like shit, but I mean it.
Thinks over what you said.
Are you lonely?
It has been hard to put down roots.
I'd be very surprised if you hadn't been, given what you've been through. Also,
The, drive for revenge does keep one moving.
But
and it makes one feel less helpless, but after a while, it's not
tiring.
actually making you any less helpless.
it is tiring, and why get out of isolation and be lonely?
You were alone for far too long.
Far too long.
You need a friend.
We're quite good at that.
Yeah. Because that type of isolation means that actual, like I was saying, real change is not impossible, but it's that much more difficult, isn't it?
It's just a soft red glow to the irises now.
Hand still just gently on the shoulder.
It has been a long time.
A very long time.
Maybe too long alone.
Makes you weird.
Yeah.
Been there.
You need outside voices to ground you. Or, I mean, that's me speaking for myself.
It's quite hard to ground me, actually. I have to
Yeah, you
make
are a
an
bit
effort.
floaty, aren't you?
You are a floating head, yes.
The body actually helps keep me, in place.
Yeah, but it's not company, is it?
Not really.
It'd be really weird if you thought of it as company.
Well,
I don't imagine it's much of a conversationalist, is it?
Well, I kind
Oh,
of
I
had to
hope not.
remove all of the bits that would do the thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Well, look.
I can't promise that I won't kill her. But maybe I could delay it until you at least try your mad quest.
We would be very grateful for that, but also, and into the bargain, Celestia is right. You have a place here if you want it.
Yeah.
There are many people here who have not the same problems, but a lot in common. And I think the one thing that they all have in common is that they are trying to do better for themselves, to be better for themselves.
This is the ship where the lost people come. You're very welcome.
And where those lost people, I hope, are found.
And it's stupid, really, to say that you're welcome, because you came on here so that you could stay and then assassinate an ally, but I actually just feel like you need friends.
Yeah.
And
I
quite like you.
Me
So-
too.
But I think I speak for everyone. You have a place here if you want it.
Yeah.
Fuck what intent you came on with. No one should have to be alone if they don't want to be.
We're really good at not liking people based on ridiculous, irrational reasons. So the reason we must like you must be because you're actually good inside. So there's that.
Also, I'd be grateful of having another person on board who has a personal understanding of what my ultimate goal is, because they've lived it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be a fantastic person to help with it.
And your knowledge would be invaluable. I'm 15 and I'm the ship's mage. This is a terrible idea for so many reasons.
You can't say you're not very good at it, though, Scamp.
Yeah, but I'm not experienced, am I? Also, we have
Well,
another
there's only
boat
one-
now that needs a mage.
There's literally only one way to get experience, and it's the slow way.
Indeed.
That's so...
Take that from someone who has 80 years on you, child.
But we do need another ship's mage. We've got
This
a
is
new
true.
ship with a very sensible name.
Extremely sensible
The
name.
We're at the aft castle right now. We'd be able to see it. It's
I
like
see,
it'd be behind us.
I did wonder. The fine boat, not a design I'm familiar with.
Yeah, it's quite old.
It was my birthday present. Sort of.
Happy birthday. Oh. Happy birthday, Captain Horhace.
Thank you.
You don't have to know everything right now.
Yeah, really, no rush. We're not
I
going
really
anywhere
didn't
anytime
think to get a
soon.
gift, I'm sorry.
Oh.
A knife is usually traditional, isn't it?
We had a knife.
It's a regular problem with halfling birthdays. No one knows what to get you, and that year you get 17 saxes.
Yeah, a whole cutlery drawer.
Yes. We never used to have to buy our own cutlery. Actually, what usually you'd do is you'd wait until the next person's birthday and then re-gift it, and just hope that great aunt Lavelia doesn't see, you know.
Just pass the family cutlery around for
Pretty
generations.
much.
Oh, you had a great Aunt Lobelia as well. What is it with
It's a very
that
common
name?
Yeah. I think
But
it was
only for
of the
great-aunts.
generation. You know, names come and go in generations.
That's true.
Were you human? If that's not a rude question.
No, I was a halfling.
Oh.
So I have a halfling-sized skull.
Huh. I don't think of that. That makes sense.
Also, Monraven was 17, 18, so before my time.
This would be, and yeah, Thimbleberry is definitely, which is Thirling's surname, is definitely a halfling surname.
Totally is. That's an early mistake,
Yep.
but we'll leave it for Celestia.
Celestia's a little drunk.
Ah, she's a bit pissed,
Yep.
yeah.
Very well.
You know, my wife's from Caranon.
Really? Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like her. She's excellent.
I'd be happy to make introductions.
Your first mate,
She's
yes.
also the first mate.
We have actually briefly met as Herbert.
It's a good name.
Suits you.
Is that the name of this? And he gestures to the body.
I actually have no idea.
Ah.
I wasn't familiar with them. I just went scouting late last night.
One thing I would
That's
say
fair
is
enough, fair enough.
you might want to watch out where you walk with that.
Yes, I do try to be a little careful.
It's just somebody's going to be missing whoever was in it before, so just
Yes.
be a bit careful. They might think you're an actual zombie.
Yes. Yes, there is that. Don't worry, there's a spell to stop decomposition.
Oh, we know.
Well, the girl who drowned, who would have drowned, you must have a lot of fun with tensors.
Oh yeah,
you've no idea.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of a serious problem.
I would like to meet her. Find out. Well, if you will have me, Captain, I suppose you could use another ship's mage.
I shall.
Consider this
It'll be
me
my pleasure.
deferring,
How
not
do you mean?
abandoning. One day
That we
there
can
must
live
be a
with.
reckoning.
I hope there's a way that it can be done without brutal murder, but we'll take deferred for now.
I shake his hand.
Shakes it back with the body, and the eyes glow red. Replaces the red spectacles, which really hide the accidental glows quite well.
It's clever.
Yes,
Thank
I
you. I
learned
know
that the
what
hard
you-
way.
I know what it must feel like you're giving up here.
Thank you for talking to us.
Yes.
You
not
could have quite
barbarian.
easily just, murdered us all and thrown away.
From what I understand, actually, I really couldn't have easily murdered you all. But I probably could have flown away.
We are surprisingly resilient these days.
Yeah, we can be.
I'm glad that you didn't. I really am. Because...
A house fell on me this morning.
Whereabouts?
God, that was this morning.
It landed here. Oh wait, which house? Actually, yeah, that is a point. We did destroy so many houses today.
So many.
If you've got a bit of time,
So terrible.
I will see what I can do.
I mean, for now, enjoy the party for a bit if you want. Meet some people, say hello.
The
Yeah, I
atmosphere...
know that the drinking and the food is probably not going to be of much use to you, but
Yeah, if I get drunk
there's
enough, there'll be a
definitely
puppet
company.
show in a bit.
I do enjoy
man.
They're
theatre.
always worth it.
What was that?
I do enjoy the theatre.
Amazing.
Well then, I suppose I'd better go back and mingle.
That's very good, by the way.
Thank you. I did amateur dramatics when I was young.
You can't say that to 3 actors and not have anyone react. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an actor. Oh, I did amateur dramatics when I was young. How is that fucking relevant? What is wrong with you? Yeah, if you've ever said that to an actor, don't do it ever again.
Thurling gives you a salute and returns to the party.
That was unexpectedly intense.
I like
yeah,
him.
and
I like him.
yes,
Let's hope we've bought ourselves enough time to talk him out of it.
agreed.
I hope he
Also,
talks
Celestia,
himself
this-
out of it, really. Like, I don't think that's something you can be talked out of. I think that's something you have to decide for yourself.
Yeah,
Quite
more
right.
to the point.
But I hope we
But
give him the
Celestia-
opportunity to do that.
Me too.
This does raise a point, though.
What?
If we're going to be doing something later on this evening, it's probably best that we discharge that eye. I know it's the last thing any of us want to be doing right now.
Really
but
hoping
nobody
you've
wants
forgotten.
that, do they?
Or we could go buy you a new wig. I think you need one because it's the rules you're a Commodore. Let's do that instead. It sounds much
Yes.
better.
We should.
Two are not necessarily mutually exclusive, but we really ought to do that. I'm
Ah,
sorry to be
fine.
the-
I hate you, but let's have some of the party first. Let's
yeah,
buy-
Yes,
buy a
yes.
wig.
All right. Let's more drinks over here.
And let's make a deal. If we do the eye thing like you want, you'll wear the wig like we want for at least a day.
You are
Happily.
you are a Commodore, and my only
Happily, but I
mental
get-
image of Commodores is that they have very fancy wigs.
Yep.
All right.
That's what it is. That's how it works. You can't be a Commodore without
So
a
long
fancy
as I
wig.
at least have some input in the choosing
No,
of this
you
wig.
have to say here it's your birthday. They'll all cry if you leave
Oh,
the
that'd
party
be
for
so
too long.
sad. Oh, we
Well, they'll
couldn't do
probably
that to
expect
them. That would be mean. Oh.
It would.
Well, I hope they aren't expecting a speech, because it's going to be a very short one. Anyway.
I'm such an asshole. I feel like are we walking out onto the deck at this point?
I think you are.
Speech! Captain's giving a speech. It's his birthday. Everybody listen.
Birthday speeches. You gotta listen to birthday speeches. It's the rules.
Damn it!
Oh, speech! Speech!
Hey!
Speech! Yes!
Alright, Corzin is going to climb halfway up from the mainmast rigging so that he can see over the heads of everybody. And he's going to say,
Give him a
now, some
wink.
of you have been... some of you have been with this ship since it launched, and some of you have only just recently joined. And, as all of you are now aware, this ship has become a fleet, and he gestures to the witch's tit out the back there.
All
Cheers.
hail Commodore Horhace!
Oh, hail the witch's tit.
Witch's tits!
Boobs!
Oh, hell, the witch's tit! There's much raucous laughter from the from the crew who appreciate who appreciate a good pun. Like, oh, look at that! Oh, something in it, yeah. Who did
So-
witch's tit be so pointy?
Very sharp.
Corzin giggles in spite of himself.
Let's say it's about the right amount of curve.
We did a
So-
good thing with this ship.
I did.
We did, and we're going to do a lot more good with these ships. For now, though, it is my pleasure to celebrate my 60th birthday in the company of such fine folks as yourselves. And he raises the glass he has.
Many cups and glasses are raised, and there's a chair.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a tankard.
Yeah.
And I would beg your attention for just one moment longer, and he is going to climb all the way up to the top of the crow's nest.
Ooh, there's a little bit of a wait while you do that. It's like, they say, yeah, what they say. Oh, Captain definitely has brass balls now.
He's got extra ones on his tankard.
Clamber your way to the top.
He will call down and goes, I'm going to make sure that this evening goes off with a bang, and I'm going to light one of the fireworks.
Okay, from the crow's nest, you fire off. How many of your fireworks do you want to go through?
Ooh, okay. Well, I have. I'll start with just an array of 3. Okay. Just to make sure, because I imagine I've only got a limited amount of space here.
Yeah, so you kind of have to do like one at a time, but you can do them in like you can you, with a little bit of care. You launch them in
like
one after another. The 3 fireworks explode, shattering with red, orange, and actually bright, sort of a bright greenish blue sparks in the air. One of them actually seems to have 2 sets, so it explodes with blue and then like a little orangish corona of like lights around it, like a little circle. There's matching ooh and ah from the decks, especially little Corzin who's like, oh, look at that.
Okay, I'm going to set off a few more.
Several of the ship's boys are actually quite excited for that. How many more do you set off?
Ooh, I'm going to set off another 4.
Cool. Roll me a d20.
Okay.
And put little Corzin on my head so you can get a better view.
Hi, Celestia.
No problem.
Okay, is this just a straight D20?
Straight d20.
That was a 2.
Oh, 2 is great. Okay, so first one is another kind of orangish one, but the second one you launch is a little bit differently shaped to the others. It's a little fatter. It's got some fun coloration on the on these on the paper. As it goes up, there is a louder and larger explosion of purple and pink, with like sort of almost like pink threads that seem to flare outwards. And it's got little cracklers after it as well. The next couple are quite fun. There's just there's a blue one and one that is both blue and red and green.
Nice.
You got one of the occasional hidden big ones.
Oh, I like it.
In fact, actually, as that goes off, we're about to search for it. Hold up. I actually need to check something. There.
He's got the player's handbook open. He's doing an incident to himself
Celestia,
at the end of the table.
You glance over, and just for a moment, through you see a little bit flare of reddish light from behind. Herbert's glasses, and there is a moment where it seems like spinning into existence there is a wheel of flame, of green and red flames that only lasts a few seconds before it starts to descend and then fades out of existence, because it's really hard to maintain a wall of fire off a solid surface.
Oh wow.
Just message to him. You saw that. Excellent.
That's all you get. There is much applause and much cheer. Then, as the sun is now fully set, the partying continues on into the night.
I'm gonna find Saran.
And we buy a wig.
Oh, let's buy a wig. Let's buy a wig first. Yeah.
Okay. You head on out. Just roll me a quick investigation check.
It's like tottering through the
All of
streets.
us?
Just
Shall I do
chanting.
the
Wigs, wigs,
investigation?
wigs. Yes.
Can I do it with advantage because Scamp is helping?
Wrong thing. Yes.
Wigs, wigs,
We
wigs.
need the prettiest wig for Corzin, yes.
Wigs, 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 wigs.
21
wigs.
on my drunken investigation.
Okay.
wigs.
You find a small shop that is in the process of closing up, but does stay open a little longer, with a human woman, frizzy blonde hair, quite distinctive blue eyeshadow, and a wide selection of wigs. All around her, various different colours and types, but with a number of like ranging from your quite sort of sober like judges type wigs to some which are clearly designed more for sort of high society people looking for like a little bit of an elaborate coif going on, to just some pretty straight bog standard toupees for the balding individual. Welcome to Trudy's House of Toupees. I may help you.
We'd
A fancy
like-
wig, please.
We'd like a wig, please. Yes.
Yes, that is what we do here. What kind of wig would you be looking for?
Do you have anything of a nautical persuasion?
No, you don't get an input. This is a birthday
this-
present, so you don't
this
get
is-
to pick.
We'd like it to mostly fit this head.
Right.
Yes, it needs to sort of fit this head.
Corzin takes his hat off.
But maybe be a bit too big.
Extremely fancy because he's just become a Commodore.
A
Commodore.
Okay, let me see. I do have some more standard.
Little curls at the sides.
Right, she picks up what looks a lot like that kind of sort of stern judge's sort of wig with like the curls and the silver hair, like, and
Yeah.
goes, is this sort of what you are wanting have in mind, or are you looking for variations on this?
What do you think, Scamp?
It's
Well,
getting there, but it needs more.
It does. Maybe ribbons? Some ribbons.
Yes.
What sort of color ribbon are you looking for?
As many as you've got.
Yes.
Goodness.
I have a great deal of ribbon.
I think maybe like sea colours.
Sea colours.
The captain of the
Yeah,
sea.
one
She's
moment.
like really
Oh,
pissed
it
at
should be
this
more.
point.
Places the wig
Could you put some
onto
shells in it? Maybe
mannequin.
some gull feathers. Or what else is sea? Maybe can we persuade a bird to nest in it?
I think that might have to be our job, darling.
There's a
Can we put a
pause.
boat on top? Just so no one doubts what it is.
Yes.
Are we sort of stretching the boundaries of practicality here?
No, I have a
bit.
I do have a separate boat wig, but that is more of a Sulian high court style. But
Oh.
It isn't your average Commodore.
okay, goes and gets
Something that isn't going to blow off
into
in
the
high
back.
winds might be helpful.
Returns with a full-on Madame du Pompadour style wig.
Oh, very
with the
nice.
hair like woven into the shape of a ship with like sails.
That is the one, I think.
That
What do you
is,
think,
yeah,
Scamp?
And
yeah,
you'll be
that's a
wanting
proper
the
Commodore
ribbons
wig.
as well.
Yes,
Sticking a
please.
mixture of blue, green, and black ribbons, and just sort of tressing them through the whole piece.
Now, as I recall, you said you would wear it for at least a day, and you are a man of honour.
Yes, I did. I absolutely did do that.
Excellent.
It's
I must have been crazy, but
okay. This wig adds 1 foot of height to you.
Oh, perfect. I feel like little Corzin could probably sit in the boat.
yeah, literally, like little Corzin could hide behind this if you duck down a little bit.
Have you
Sit on
seen
the
the
boat.
wig with a
It's
boat in
amazing.
it?
Yes.
There was one. It is amazing.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it
I've
is
No,
definitely
I have
seen it.
not. I need to see
It's
this.
so worth looking up.
Ah, fun.
So, with after a little bit of work, she nods and goes, "Very well. That will. This, I suppose we do have this. That will be 5 gold pounds.
Excellent. That's on me.
Fantastic." Takes it and places it in a very nice hat box. Sprays it with a little perfume as well.
Oh, lovely. A bit
Very
more of that,
exciting.
please.
Thank you.
We do have some.
Cover his
I
natural
can send you
smell.
some of the perfume if you wish.
No, it's alright. I'm just being mean to Corzin.
Well,
It's very floral.
thank you very kindly. If we need any more wigs, which she kind of
We
looks
will.
up at her rainbow hair for a moment, which we might in the near future, actually, for convenience, we'll come back.
Of course, Trudy's House of Troupes is always open, except it is not always open, and I'm now closing my shop. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, thank
have
you
a
for
good
staying
day.
open for us. That was appreciated.
Yes, you're excellent. Have a lovely
Like
day.
half an hour of keeping the shop open, half an hour extra to make a large sale. She closes and quickly closes
I'll
up
give
her
her a
shop.
couple of silvers as a tip. I just put them on there.
It is much appreciated.
It's alright,
Thank
you were very, very accommodating to some really weird people, and we appreciate it.
Anything for the heroes of the hound.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank you very
weird.
much, though.
It is all right. Holds up a points to. I saw you in the morning newspaper. Picks up a rolled up
Oh,
newspaper.
yeah.
You can see there is a sketch of the three of you and Jeffrey.
Jeffrey in the foreground, as I recall. when
Jeffrey
you
in the
said
foreground on
giraffe,
Marjorie.
Yes.
Yeah. This is all very strange. I suddenly feel really awkward.
Jeffrey, by the way, is has kind of been eyeing up some of the wigs himself, but seems to have decided against it because just to give you a reminder of what Jeffrey currently looks like. So Jeffrey
Oh, yeah.
is a golden-haired capuchin monkey, actually with silver like streaks at the side of his head at the moment, like little silver wings. And he is wearing
Grass skirt.
a grass skirt, wood armor, like greaves, vambraces, a little breastplate, tied in place with more grass, a crown of woven grass and black pearls, upon which is now perched. So Jeffrey got that veil, that shadow veil.
Yeah.
Well, on Jeffrey, it's more like a cloak and cowl. So he's placed that under the crown. So he's got like a hood and cowl going down from it of diaphanous black silk, like a cape behind him. He's used a bit of grass to like tie like a little necklet around him, using another of the pearls to like give it a bit of shape, and is currently holding a tiny spear with the broken tip shard of Brannigan's blade tied onto it. I've realised that cloak does make him look a little ring wraithy, but and a tiny shield of bark.
He does
a
have
lot
another
going on
sword
these
as
days.
well.
He has a second
Yeah.
sword.
Yes. There you got him another little sword as well.
Another
Yeah.
magic sword.
Oh goodness, yes, he's got the dagger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that
He's
dagger.
got a magic dagger.
Yep, and a second blade. It's actually a really well-armed warrior monkey king thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going
Now all
to
he
say the
needs
Sun
is the
Wukong
ability
is strong
to
with him.
duplicate.
Just wait until I get Wish and I cast Awaken.
Horrifying.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Marjorie,
Oh, Marjorie, it's
is getting
okay.
very tired of being used as a mount. So yes, Corzin, you are presented with the hat box with the ship hat.
Okay, Corzin will open the box, take out the wig, place it on his head, and sort of try and adjust it so that it doesn't fall over. I feel like I'm walking the tightrope with this thing.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah,
it's going to do
it's-
great things for
You're
your
very
posture.
top heavy right now.
I didn't know it was my posture was bad to begin with.
Well, I mean, people with bad posture never do they?
I have excellent posture. It comes from having hooves.
I
If
have
you've got bad
excellent
posture, you just fall over.
I have excellent posture. It comes from being made to wear a back brace when you're a child until you had good posture, and then being in the military for several years.
That's rubbish.
Got great posture though.
It does. I
Well, I
mean,
imagine
you
the
look
two of you
amazing.
will know about it before I do, but if there are any, like, low ceilings anywhere, just let me know.
If there is a ceiling low enough that it's a problem for you, even with that wig, we're gonna be crawling. So
Yeah, yeah. We'll let you know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There,
That's in character.
as you do return to the ship, there is people all like pointing, going, "Hey!"
Commodore Horhace, at your
Has
service.
a new hat.
Yes.
With a new hat.
It's the
All
official
out on the Commodore.
Commodore
Hey!
wig.
And it's fine new hat. Hey!
The crew are adorable. I love them.
They're utterly sloshed.
Do you think you could lose little Corzin inside this thing? It looks
Yes.
big enough.
Probably.
Where is little Corzin? Little Corzin, where are you?
Oh, it's just over here.
Probably with Molly.
Oh,
Corzin, you have to get in this boat. Come here.
I'm not sure that'll hold me, but I'll give it a try.
Let's give it a try.
Pause.
There
It's about
you
the size
go.
of one of your toy boats.
It's like the no, like
We'll
it's
hold you
very-
up.
Do you try and actually put little Corzin in the boat?
I don't drop him, and
Yeah.
obviously I check in with
Like
him
you-
before picking him up. I've
Yeah,
not
he's-
just been picking
Yeah,
this
he
child
puts
up
his
without
hands up
his
to, like,
say.
be picked up. You try and put him in. It becomes very apparent that this is not a structurally sound boat, and if you were to give Corzin's actual weight onto it, it would collapse in an instant. But he does briefly hang in place, held up by you, oh, Octa, I got my ship now.
Yes, the HMS Fancy
Corzin.
Wig. The HMS Corzin. Yes.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Perfect. I probably don't leave him in the thing if I think it's going to collapse.
Oh yeah, you hold him up for as long as you can be bothered to hold this child in place before then putting him
It's
down.
not that long.
Yeah.
Get drunk.
Amidst all of it going on, then as people are clapping, other halflings are clapping Corzin on the back, and toasting his health.
Clink, 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 clink.
A tall Haldanic woman sort of enters your presence, Celestia. That I haven't seen a hat like that since. I haven't seen a hat like that.
No, me neither, to be honest. We were sort of fucking about and said, can you put a boat on it? And she was like, yeah, I have one. Apparently wigs can be really fancy here. Fascinating.
I understand the Jovan style is. No, I don't understand.
I don't either. It's okay. Having a good party?
The drinks are good. Yes.
Good. Speaking of drinks. Yeah, look at that
Smooth.
She
transition.
raises an eyebrow.
Would you fancy coming for a drink with me sometime? Like a little date situation.
Long stare, eyebrows slightly raised.
I determinedly meet her eye contact.
She lets the moment draw out. Yes, all right.
You left a very long pause there. That was very mean.
She smiles. Yes, it was.
Fine.
So, where are you taking me?
Oh, it's like that, is it? I don't know. I'll find somewhere.
She inclines her head.
We've been doing a war. I haven't had a lot of time for planning.
Well, I await this drink with enthusiasm.
Excellent. I too await this drink with enthusiasm. You're being very formal.
She leans in. Clara is not good at keeping secrets.
Fuck's sake. Sort of like, I don't know, head in hand for a second, but like fleetingly with a grin.
She's grinning too. They're trying to hide it.
She's blushing, like, honestly. I'm not actually that good at these things.
I've had worse propositions.
Well, you have to tell me about those over the drink. If you want.
Oh no, they can be. Some of them were amusing.
So you've got some stories.
I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
You'll have to tell me about your usual lines. No. Well then.
I don't know what to say now.
Let's check out some of the cake, shall we?
Yes, let's have some cake.
And you can tell me more about Jova.
Yes, maybe you can tell me a bit about Haldanos. That'd be nice.
There was this beautiful place in the palace gardens where the cranes would come to roost. She goes into a recollection of her time when she was the favoured courtesan of the minister.
Ooh, I ask so many questions. I think we chat for a
You
while.
have a light
Yeah.
chat. Yeah.
Nothing particularly
Sharing
serious.
some stories. Small things. Nothing touching, nothing too personal, but
Yeah, I think we just sit in the corner and have some
Recollections.
cakes and drinks and
I'm going to dance with Jeffrey.
I'm going to dance with Molly, if
I mean-
the wig will allow this.
Well,
Right,
if,
I
if
think-
those people are all up dancing, I
Yeah.
around. I don't suppose you fancy a dance, do you? It won't be courtly, I warn you.
that is probably for the best. I'm likely to step on your toes.
Come step on my toes then.
I normally charge a fee for that, but alright.
I love
Steps
Zora.
and
I love her so much. She's so cool.
the three find yourselves dancing to the fiddle. They're being played by... actually being played by Auden.
How is Saran as a dancer?
Honestly, not great.
Oh.
She's good at... She's got very good poise, but her footwork is terrible.
Well, I rolled a natural 20, so
You are definitely leading this dance and covering for her missteps. She does seem impressed by how there's a moment in the midst of the quite fast sort of. At this point, it would actually be something approaching pattern dancing for the most part going on. As you're doing one of those little twirls, going, "Thank you."
it's alright.
I think I might have just stepped on Molly's. I might have just stepped on First Mate Horhace's foot there. Comment from the side. You dead?
That's fine, I'm sure she'll forgive you.
Pattern dances get interesting when there's massive height differences between some of the partners.
Yeah,
Oh,
me and
yeah.
Saran are probably doing tiny steps, and you're probably doing, like, really big steps.
I'm imagining like a double time polka.
It's getting very interesting when you add in the spider tieflings who have joined in as well.
Yeah, you have twice as many legs.
Yeah, and are able to, the extra arms, they're able to take on twice the number of partners. So there's like an extra layer of convoluted pattern dancing, which they've kind of developed from the dancers on the ship.
Azul, swing your partner by the hand. Which one?
There's also the heavily armed monkey. So
Jeffrey is not a barbarian. Jeffrey has put the spear into a little shoulder, into a little back holster that he's made out of grass and wood, and is dancing paw to hand with you. And you're very much having to like bend down to do it because he's tiny.
Yep.
Jeffrey's Marjorie is just like glumly watching from the sidelines, and every now and again interposing herself just in front of someone's foot as they're about to move, so that she trips them up. You're not sure whether it's she's being mean-spirited or attempting to break her form.
Just trying to get herself killed. We're so mean to her.
I'm so sorry, Marjorie.
Oh, Marjorie, I promise before bedtime, Kay?
Sorry, that's not Marjorie. Marjorie's. That is the sound of those rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marjorie's up. Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the dance, I just say to her, give me a couple of days. I'll find somewhere fun.
Okay. I will hold you to that.
Quite right. I'd formally kiss her hand if she lets me.
She does. Inclines her head appreciatively.
I'll do the same to Jeffrey.
Jeffrey pulls his paw away.
I offer Jeffrey my hand.
Roll an animal handling check.
You're going to lose a finger.
Okay, well, this is one to get my new dice out for. They've got soot sprites in them.
Oh.
Haha, that's a 16 on the dice, so it's a good roll.
Jeffrey
My
kind of
animal
grabs your
handling
hand
is 0.
Excellent. Jeffrey grabs your hand and kind of like licks it a bit, but doesn't actually bite you.
Very nice, Jeffrey.
Your hand is now covered in monkey slobber.
I try and wipe it on Celestia's clothes.
He's still got hold of Saran's hand and is trying to look cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You're so helpful.
Deftly done.
I'm sorry for everything. Every single thing.
No, it's fine. I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
Now, if I can get to the bar, let me mix you up something.
Okay.
Not familiar with some of these, but I should be able to work with the tastes.
What does she mix me?
Based on what she has on hand, she pretty much does you it's a tea and whiskey cocktail.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
With a little bit of. I'm trying to think what would go with the. It wouldn't be mint. That's what I do for rum. What would go well with the whiskey? Probably a bit of cinnamon. Maybe.
Yeah, or ginger maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of cinnamon.
Oh,
from
that sounds
the
lovely.
supplies.
Is it hot? Like
Yeah,
hot tea?
yeah, hot tea. Try this.
Okay. Okay, that's incredible. Should get you to mix me cocktails more often.
Well, perhaps that can be a second date.
I like the sound of that a lot.
And she sighs. The fiddler's starting up again. Shall we?
Yes.
She takes her hand and somewhat unsteadily
I
returns.
love that she's
to
a
the
bad
dance floor.
dancer. That's like fascinating to me.
And with that, as the fiddler picks up again, Corzin, you haven't left the dance floor. You're still dancing with Molly.
Yep.
Little Corzin is doing like a kind of atrocious passable attempt with Clara, who is very much being dragged on to into the dance by him, just like putting up with it, but with good grace.
The height difference has got to be something to do with those two.
Scamp.
Because how tall's Clara?
Clara is quite a bit taller. She's a human 8-year-old height, so at this point. I'm actually blanking on how tall that is, but like
so much, like 3 little Corzins.
yeah, like taller than Corzin.
least.
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah.
Certainly. So it's very much the young kid has dragged the old kid, is what it feels like out.
Yeah.
And,
More than 3. I can't do maths. Yeah.
But they do dance around, and with Jeffrey taking a little break to get some drinks, I think we will come to the end of the episode there. So we'll pick up with attempting to relieve your echoes the next time. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s. What purpose serves my afterlife? To aid these souls, to end this strife. Yet crimes forgiven I have not. Revenge deferred is not forgot.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.